Hey guys, it's Vladis. How are y'all doing? Happy Saturday to everybody right off the rip. It's been a very relaxing day for me, I'm not gonna lie. It's been pretty cool today. What drama is making bands miss so much this week? Well, we are going to be talking exactly what Jamar was talking about. We're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and it's still ongoing right now. Steven hasn't really updated us not too much today, but again, if we go to our friends over here on Ash's Moments, so this is the whole like alleged dupe that was found that a lot of Chinese farmers have been doing, and it's not, and probably it's not just them, but I think Zyback also came out with the video yesterday, and I wish I saw it. I wish I saw it on stream. He was here on stream, but I was like, no, I was like, I didn't really want to watch any like videos because I wanted to play the game. Cause again, like, I haven't had a chance to really like get into the game and do a lot of the stuff I wanted to do, but, it was a fucking great video. And in his video, there were a couple of things, yo, Vladis, how's this wipe been for you? Oh, dude, it's been, early access has been amazing. Like, I love, like, I've just been having a shit ton of fun. I hit level 17 today. I've been sports fishing, I'm making a shit ton of progress on my paper doll, on, just a bunch of shit in general. It's been really fun. I've been really enjoying my time. I hope they ban all of them. Me too. And, as you can see right here in this latest update right here, Steven says they will be included on the wall of shame, though I don't think they will care. This is a professional group farming operation, not normal players. Their method is also not a simple bug, but more intrusive. So, and this is something that I feel like is going to take some time. But Steven did say, and it was right here, that any account caught duping in a non-accidental manner will be permanently banned. So there were people in Zyback's video from the EBC guild on Resna that had full either legendary or epic Rosarium gear, which Rosarium gear, if you go look on, Ashes right now to see what it takes to make a piece, you need otter leather. And the fact that you can have so many of that, in my opinion, is just, it's physically impossible in the game right now. However, I don't know, and I really don't think EBC did or knows how to actually do the dupe the Chinese RMTers know how to do. I think it was just very simple. I just think there were some people, I'm not gonna say it's everyone at EBC, but there were some people that may have went onto a website and bought the Rosarium gear. This has been a thing, since phase 1. There was literally people buying the Steel Bloom gear in phase 1 for like $400. I'm not even exaggerating to you. And you think to yourself, wow, that's idiotic. No one would fucking buy it. Well, you would be wrong. There were people. Actually, I remember in phase 1, because it tells you, like when you go to the website, it tells you how many orders have been fulfilled at a given set. And I remember one of the sets from Steel Bloom was sold 9 times, which means 9 people bought the entire set on the website. And it's wild, it's madness. Yeah, I'm not sure about other servers, but my server Resna has a lot of dupers and exploiters. Well, yeah, because you have the sweatiest guilds all competing with one another. So of course it's always by an all means necessary approach to make sure they're on top. And that's how it happens, right? And, competition breeds toxicity sometimes, and that toxicity leads to doing unconventional things that you wouldn't normally do to be on top, right? From my understanding, EBC came out and said some of them were duping and they were brand new players. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it sucks, you know what I mean? And this is why, as a guild, because it's everyone right now, and I think in Zyback, right, like in his video, he was like being super hateful towards EBC and labeling the guild. But any guild, like literally any guild, could have bad actors that do stupid shit, but because that tag is on there, That's where the guild leadership and the guild leader has to come out and say, hey, we found a couple of our people who bought gear or who did this, or, you know, whatever. Muzzy, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. Expose them, Vladis. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, again, I think some of them are just exposing themselves. Like, I'm not doing shit. I mean, it's very evident, you know, and mind you, you know, I reached out and talked to on messaging on Discord, one of the developers, because, you know, there's also a really bad sports fishing exploit as well. And they rest assured me that any account that is doing the sports fishing and has been doing, you know, the repeated action in order to not lose your lures and get these like Titanic fish or whatever, those accounts will be actioned. I was like, perfect. Because again, you know, there's going to be things in this game that is going to have cracks in it. Any alpha is going to have cracks, but it's going to be, you know, up to us to, oh, are we going to keep falling in those cracks, or like, what are we doing? Right. Mr. Roscoe, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Hope you've been enjoying the stream, and thank you for the follow, man. Do appreciate it. Let me see. Are they going to fix PvP? Well, I believe so. I mean, PvP is not something they're going to leave broken. But PvP, in the grand scheme of things, is a numbers game, and numbers are always going to be constantly tweaked in an alpha. And this is not going to be the first time. Whether we have a patch next week, you know, that won't be the last time numbers will be adjusted. Numbers are literally constantly being adjusted. Let me see. They need to rethink the red system, or what areas / activities flag you for PvP. In my opinion, right now it's a grief fest that doesn't promote any actual fighting. Dragging mobs on people, stealing shit, grappling away, hitting people till 1 HP so mobs kill them, Zerging in water with 50 dudes, going to oh shit, hold on, sorry. Going to low level areas so noobs with wrong PvP settings hit you by accident, then kill all of them, give XP, and then steal their shit. I don't know why settings even exist. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have to look at every single anecdotal incident and dissect and discuss, like, how can we make this better? Like, not just on one side, but on all sides, right? And, you know, the thing is that this game is a PvX game, which means there's PvE and there's PvP. However, there's a lot of shenanigans happening to make PvP work from players, which is all the things that Ron Dark basically was talking about. And I feel like right now the whole state of PvP is just in flux, because they're still working on other systems that are going to be pulled out. There's going to be adjustments to existing systems to be better fleshed out. Right now, caravans, the whole caravan system is completely borked. No one's using them. There are some, I actually saw some caravans being used, which is a great thing. But the whole system, in my opinion, needs to be revamped. The entire crate system needs to be nerfed. There's a bunch of adjustment that needs to happen overall, you know. You see, keep with the good work, brother. It's pretty widespread. Not sure bans is enough. Wipes would kill this wave. And Steven did reassure us, and I don't know if they posted it here, but Steven did say in Discord that wipes will not happen. That they're going to do some back end stuff instead that'll be very extensive. So, however, I think the real problem isn't more lawless zones, because there are lawless zones that do occur, but people don't go in there, right? Like, you need actual incentives. And Zyback talked about this so much that, yes, you can put in more lawless areas, but if there's no incentive really to do anything in there, no one that does PvP is going to go there, right? Like, there really needs to be not just more lawless zones or areas. There needs to be real incentives to go and fight in these lawless zones. That to me is the entire crux, the real, not symptom, but the real root cause of why PvP doesn't really exist that much in Ashes. The Chinese farmers got him. We back. Oh, sorry. Was the stream going off? Okay. Sorry about that. He has said, though, that the Steam was an unplanned wipe. Steam was not, it was always planned to be a wipe, in my opinion. Like, I think if they were trying to keep up from the previous thing, I don't know if that really would have worked, to be honest with you. It did drop for a second, but back up. Oh, okay. Perfect. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. But we good. We good now, boys. And you see, I hope they do something about the fact that people who pick up crates don't get flagged. Well, I think again, stealing a crate, it should be just like looting a body. Like if you loot a body, you should be flagged. If you're looting and picking up someone else's crate, you should be flagged. Like that's the thing. And I think crates actually could provide some really cool like incentives for like in my opinion, like I think crates should actually net you experience, like adventuring experience, in my opinion. So imagine if like there were certain byproducts that you're not really going to get, like a commodity crate, you know, gives you like gold, right? Depending on how far you travel. Like imagine if that was actually flipped on its head and now you're actually getting experience for how far you travel instead. And you get a small amount of gold, right? Like it's like maybe 1/4 the gold, but it's really now the bulk of the reward is really giving you adventuring experience. I think that would really help out the solo player in that regard, because the solo player right now, like honestly, and I've been doing this, is sports fishing, especially in fresh water, I think actually is better and gives you more gold per hour if you can find the spots more so than traveling one long distance over another. Because now you literally have to go back. Like if you are native to the Riverlands and you go all the way up to Valdegem and Anvils to do like a one-time big crate, well, guess what? Now you got to come all the way back. Like while I can be doing like 2 fishing holes and potentially get just as much gold as you did. You know what I'm saying? So I think really sports fishing to me is the real thing that people should be doing. Crates, in my opinion, I think it's not going to work. Like it's just not. Like, and I don't want to pretend like it is. Should you be flagged while holding it or for a specific frame of time? I think when it comes to crates, I think you should just be flagged for a certain period of time. So, and what I mean by that, because you can't technically flag inside a node. If you're a combatant inside like a settlement, you're gonna die. Like all the guards are gonna kill you. So I think it's just a matter of like once you're close, like once you're maybe like 50 meters to the settlement, and then your flag starts to like blink, basically going from purple to non-combatant again. Like that's, you know, like that's what it is, right? Damn, just kill yourself in the anvils. I mean, you could. I mean, if that's what you're gonna have to do, like I just think that's not really like the intended way to do it, right? I mean, but I mean, of course, anybody's going to want to, you know, take the path of least resistance, right? So if you're going to go to the anvils knowing you have nothing else in your material slot, then yeah, you can definitely do that. But all I'm saying is that I think crates in general could actually provide more of a net for PvP. But I've said this before too. Like, I think crates, like there should be safe ways to do crates in the starting zone, right? And I think there's more to be done actually in the other zones, right? Like the conversation even in phase 1 was never really about like PvP inside the Riverlands, because there were lawless zones like the desert and the tropics that provided that gameplay for a lot of the hardcore PvPers. So for me, I think it's just a matter of what can we still do in the June Dark, in the desert, and in the tropics to provide some really meaningful PvP. Like, how can we get more people out there instead of staying in these starting areas? And I think really the conversation is all about incentive. Like, imagine you just get a better luck bonus for being out in the June Dark comparatively to staying in the anvils or staying in, you know, in your starting area, right? And then there is a lawless area in the June Dark. Now you're getting double luck, right? Like, that's the thing I'm talking about, right? Like, that's going to make players like really go out of their way to be in these areas and fight and you know, die and fight, and materials drop, and now you're getting like all this really cool like materials around there, or you're even getting like double experience for doing stuff in there. Like there's so many really cool incentives I think they can do to really spice up like gameplay overall. But you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, it's just a matter of adjusting, but also like what Intrepid wants to do regarding PvP. Because there's a lot of PvEers that also get very nervous about that kind of shift. If we truly put all this emphasis in these other zones, right, on PvP, then what is the PvE thing to do in those zones, right? Like without the threat of PvP. Because it's always this thing of, well, like there should be both PvP and PvE, but then there's things that are just PvP that you don't have to PvE with. But I think there's also that conversation where there's really not much PvE you can do without some kind of threat of PvP. Does that make sense? So it's like it's really benefiting only one side of the coin and not the other. And so it's going to be hard. Like, I'm not going to make that fucking call. Like, but the whole PvX dynamic, I feel like in certain ways, it's not really ever going to be a balance. Like, one side will actually be more predominant or more dominant than the other. And I think the way Steven thinks, I think PvP is going to be more dominant than PvE, meaning that a lot of the PvEers could actually have way more friction and way more like, I don't know if this game's for me, because at every stop or at every thing that I want to do, there's always going to be a threat of PvP, right? I'm just explaining both sides of things. Like, again, you're watching a viewer right now or watching a streamer that I think in more of a PvE focus than I do PvP. But I've talked to so many PvP people, and, you know, for me personally, like I want there to be incentives to PvP. I don't want people to having to resort or go through these weird fucking things of exploiting the flagging system and forcing people into PvP when they really don't want to. Like, that's not the intended way. Like, I think, in my opinion, if you're a PvPer, you want to fight with someone who also wants to PvP. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it boils down to. The problem, let me see, hold on. The problem is that the game is player driven. So, you can't stop players from making their own stories. Maybe you should talk with smaller guilds and try to fight with them. Oh, you were replying to somebody. Sorry. There also needs to be something to stop large groups just going to a new node, taking mayorships and just killing the node. Many nodes are just dead or being threatened. If they do try to build it up after months, a guild will come and destroy it. Well, and that's honestly the thing that that is very player driven, and we've always had in a lot of games safe like barriers to prevent server griefing in that kind of way, right? Like, but Ashes has always been in the design for shitty people to do shitty things that affects the entire server. That's been there since day one. Let me see. Hi, I really want to start Ashes of Creation, but I don't think PvP is anything special since I have the most fun PvE. I think they should have their own zones around the map for PvP, so that way you don't have to get involved in PvP if you don't want to, rather than have to PvP. Well, and this is why I think certain zones could actually have like a rotating like off-on switch. But I think even doing that, you're still not going to appease the PvEers, because it's like, oh, but every time I get on, the zone I want to be in is in a PvP state, not a PvE state, right? Like, I think you're never, ever going to appease like these people. You know what I mean? Steven commented that on Reddit. What did he say on Reddit? Let me go to Reddit. Game is unplayable due to toxic guild culture. Oh, damn. Okay, here we go. So this was a thread. Game is unplayable due to toxic guild culture. So this was 3 days ago. So basically Polar completely dismantled New Ayla and started deleting all of the buildings that got built. So this is what Steven put on there. I get why this feels awful. Losing access to crafting after investing time and materials with no obvious way forward is incredibly frustrating, especially for players with limited time. That part is completely fair. And ultimately, this outcome is not something that is intended to be achievable when some of our other systems come online. I do think it's important to be clear about what you're actually experiencing right now. This isn't the final version of the settlement system. I get the cliche, it's an alpha. I like how you put the caps. But in all honesty, the current early access implementation of these systems is still missing several of those checks, balances, and counterplay mechanisms that are explicitly part of the intended design and can be read about on the wiki. In the full design, no single player or guild is supposed to be able to permanently brick an entire region's progression with one decision. That's wild. See, in my opinion, I always thought that was like mayors, in my opinion, were always going to have like real crazy power. Let me see. Tattoo Man, thank you so much for the follow, brother, and the sub, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support, man. Let me see thoughts on how PAX Day tried to handle PvE versus PvP, creating a zone with better mats lets loose. I don't have any thoughts on PAX Day because I've never really played it. I've never really even set foot inside PAX Day, so it'd be very disingenuous of me to talk about PAX Day in that way. But if you want to talk about, you know, creating a zone with better rewards, yeah, like I think that's exactly what they should do. It's not really zones, really. It's a matter of the lawless territories that get put in there. Those need to actually have like a loot. Like again, Cybex talked about this so many times, and a lot of his ideas I think are really, really good. That I think that would inspire a lot of people, especially PvP players, to go in those areas every time they're up and do PvP. Like that's what people want. They want the incentive, but right now there is no incentive. So those PvP areas are kind of just like, there's some people in there for sure, but it's not the way it should be. Those things should be an actual battleground, and they're not. So let me see. Nodes are meant to be contested. They're called settlements, Stephen. Let me see. Settlements are meant to be contested, decayed, and be influenced by broader participation and economically interconnected. Crafting isn't intended to hinge on a single settlement with no alternatives, and regional trade, caravans, and completing settlements are all part of how the economy is supposed to self-correct. These systems simply aren't fully online yet. In addition, there needs to be better guardrails and bad faith mayors. Stronger citizenship participation for mayor candidate powers that can clog destructive choices. What you're calling out, lack of agency, a lack of counterplay, and the ability for one group to negatively impact hundreds of players is exactly the kind of problems that these tests are meant to surface. That doesn't make the experience less painful in the moment, but it does mean that this isn't something, some embarrassing final design that slipped through review. It's an incomplete one being actively tested. Yes, we saw some of these issues in the previous phases, and we are working to both implement stopgaps for the current early access version, but also prioritize the intended design of the development. If anything, the takeaway here isn't the concept is broken, it's that the current implementation needs guardrails sooner rather than later. That feedback is valid and it's useful. Just don't mistake an unfinished system for the end state of the game. The team is back in the studio on Monday. We've got a lot to do, and we'll be inspecting short-term solutions for continued efforts towards this long-term vision. Well, and again, like in my opinion, I'm not saying that Polar should be able to do this, but in my mind, I've had for many years, is that with like the happiness system, or like, I don't know if they call it the content system that settlements will have, we all know that when mayors go into mayorship, that it's not just that individual that is being represented, it's the tag, mostly the guild tag underneath that individual. So when people say like, oh, the mayor in Nuela, they don't really say that. They say this guild in Nuela did this, because the guild is representing the mayorship really. And so I've always said that. I've always said the individual is meaningless. It's the entity. It's the actual guild that is going to have way more weight in the server than anything else. I think they will, but in the ability to dismantle already established buildings, at least not instantly, I think they will have voting mechanisms or something to not allow for instant destruction of established buildings. So here's the other thing too. The other thing is, I believe that when it comes to not only happiness, but faith, like, I don't know if there's like a faith system that can get implemented, because if you can vote basically on like how much faith that you have, like as an example, right? Like if Polar, as an example, right? Given this actually being the Polar example here, if you know Polar is a part of a settlement, right? And usually what's going to happen is that a lot of the Polar members are also going to be part and members of that settlement as well. But if there are people, you know, that can actually vote in faith, like in that settlement, of saying like, hey, we don't have faith in this guild, right? Or in this player, then if their faith isn't a certain thing, then they actually can't do a lot of things in that settlement. Right? Again, I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, but all I'm saying is that happiness is going to be a thing. And I think overall, there's always going to be bad actors that will eventually become mayor, because it is going to be a popular vote system, whether it's in the scientific node or whether you have like even the economic node with the silent bidding system, guilds that have a large amount of money that can go in and basically buy the mayorship, because that's what you're doing in the economic node. You're buying the mayorship with your money. And then whether it's the divine way, which is by some kind of PvE questing thing, I don't know, they haven't really talked about that, or the gladiatorial arena for military nodes. You know, you say I want military settlements. Yeah, like there's going to be the whole like gladiator style, like last man standing kind of thing. Whoever's last man standing becomes the mayor. So I think, and to me, in my opinion, I think that shouldn't be gear based. I think that should be completely skill based. I think if you're going to participate in some kind of like PvP phase thing, then everybody, in my opinion, that participates in that all needs to have equalized gear. Like everybody needs to have the same exact gear, and it all comes down to who's the better player, not who has the best gear, in my opinion. I don't mind like for other systems, like, you know, when it comes to arena, like, and you have like a 3v3 or a 5v5 or an 8v8, like fine, gear should matter. But I think for something as important as mayor, gear shouldn't play a part at all. Like I think it should be truly skill that comes into play. Do you think it'd be a free for all or a 1v1 arena tournament bracket for military settlements? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Like they haven't really talked about like what they're going to do regarding, regarding military nodes. Like it's just a wait and see kind of thing. I hope this game doesn't turn out like Mortal Online 2. I know playing in the beta before Steam, some top guilds thrived off exploits and making people in small guilds quit. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and believe me, there's been guilds in this entire year that have made people quit. You know what I mean? But honestly, like in my opinion, I've seen a lot of people quit that stayed in our guild, and they're just kind of waiting for the game to flesh out more, right? Like, yes, they were having an okay time playing, but I think, again, I've said this many times, a lot of people don't like playing in an alpha. They just don't. Like, they want a more finished product to play. And Ash is just given by this example right here with nodes. Like this is a very frustrating thing. You know what I mean? And this is why I don't understand of why, as a guild lead, a part of a major organization, why are you purposefully tarnishing your reputation in this community by doing these kind of things? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just be doing anything else, right? Anything fucking else. And you're choosing in an alpha to fuck up your reputation almost permanently is beyond me. Like, I don't know, because who's going to have faith in you at launch? Like, are you basically just relying off of people that aren't in this community at all yet to rally against you or to rally with you? Like, I don't know, man. To me, it's just a very wild thing. But yeah, I think overall, you know, there are many things in this game that are placeholder, unimplemented yet, not finished yet. And it sucks. Like, it sucks to experience. And you kind of wonder to yourself, like, why is it like this right now? Well, it's very clear why it's like this right now, because clearly they need more time to dive into these systems. And believe me, the node/settlement system is the deepest system in this entire fucking game. There is no system in Ashes of Creation that is deeper and more complex than the node system. Settlement system. Sorry, Steven. You see, everyone should get tier 1 adapt gear for their choice in the duel and arena for military mayor. Yeah, I'd be down with that. Again, it needs to just be equalized. Like, could you have like potentially focusing on maybe some different secondary stats compared to someone else? Absolutely. But I think everyone, and your given example, should be given any choice of level 16 gear, right? That's all at uncommon or something like that. Again, like, you just need to have some kind of equalization there for people, you know, and not saying like, oh, he only won because he was an all epic whatever, right? Like, that shouldn't be the thing. In my opinion, that shouldn't be the thing. They don't care about reputation. Well, and that's the thing. If a guild does not care about reputation, whatever server they go on to, it's going to be really very hard for them to do much of anything, in my opinion. Because once these stopgaps and once these things actually come into place, they're going to start to understand that they actually need to fucking play nice with others, because if they don't, they can't have fun in their game. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's literally the reality that's going to face them. I'm glad to see this response from Steven. This was my first wave playing, and I didn't know if they wanted to work like this or if it wasn't finished. Illusion brother, I'm gonna tell you right now, as someone who's been in this game since, well, I've been in this community for 5 years, but I've been playing Alpha 2, pre-Alpha 2 actually, since early October to right now. So many things are placeholder. There's so many things that are not finished, unimplemented. It's wild. But I am so grateful that so many people actually get this riled up, because they can only get this riled up if there was some sort of passion there. If a person just saw this and they're like, huh, what a shit system, and they just quit, like they're not really going to think too much of it. It's not going to be much of anything. They don't need to write up a whole Reddit report story given the circumstances. They're just going to be like, wow, this is shit. I'm going to not play it and I'm just going to go away. But people are actually invested and people are looking forward to this game because they want to fucking make it playable. Like, you know, this title says game is unplayable due to toxic guild culture. This person wants the game to be playable. And I think it's just a matter of, you know, given time and also like taking in the frustration, which taking in any kind of frustration just isn't something that players are used to. But as a tester, like if you go and sign up to be like a game tester for like an official gaming company, or even like what is it, Gamer Squared, or I forgot what the actual, like there's a company where they just, it's kind of like a subsidiary where like Activision or Blizzard or whatever hires this company, and they hire, it's basically a firm of like game testers, and they go and they'll test like unfinished alphas or betas or concepts of a game. And then they'll give feedback and also say like, oh, well, this is also like, if I do this, this is broken or whatever. So they give them like a whole feedback thing. And that job is so fucking stressful. It is a very stressful job. Like you think playing games all day is going to be so much fucking fun. Well, imagine playing games worse than Ashes of Creation. Imagine playing games that doesn't look polished, that isn't anywhere near implemented the way Ashes is. There's so many brigs and bugs and things that crash your system, crash your computer, crash everything. And that's what they deal with 8 hours a day. Like, and not only that, they have to write reports. That's a part of their job. They have to write like fucking dissertations on given systems or whatever the client wants from their project. Like, and we're doing that technically. We paid to do that. Technically, like, let's just be real. We paid to have that job. Now, you don't have to write dissertations or anything like that on fucking Reddit or forums or whatever, but that's what we're signing up for. We're signing up to test an alpha. And many people don't know the frustrating ins and outs of doing that thing. But I know because one of my college friends or one of my friends from high school went to college to do it. He did it and actually got into a really good company, and he quit 6 months later. Now, this is a dude that was just as passionate about games. We fucking played Halo 2. We played Halo 1 together. He's super passionate on games, and he was like, fuck that. Like, because that killed his whole, like the way he thought about gaming completely changed after having that job. And he didn't want it to further do more damage, because he was coming home not even wanting to be on his computer, not wanting to turn on his Xbox, like, because again, it's just, it feels like work, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I get it. And this is why I tell people all the time in this community, if you're not having fun, if something is like making you super frustrated, please just take a break, you know, go spend time with your family, play other games, go play a survival game, go play an RPG game, go play whatever other game that isn't frustrating you, and just come back in a couple of months and try it for a little bit. If it's still frustrating you, then do it again, you know. But I think ultimately there's just a community here of MMO players that truly want an MMO to play. And I'm one of them, you know, but even I have to endure a lot of bullshit in Ashes. You know what I mean? It's what we have to do. And so you pay to play test an alpha 8 hours a day. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't pay 8 hours, but I mean, every time that I'm playing, like I'm experiencing like either bugs or things. Like yesterday I was doing sports fishing and there was like 3 lures that I completely wasted because the fish just swam out way too fucking far and I couldn't catch it and it just snapped my line. Like, I don't think that's intended. It's frustrating because those fucking lures are expensive. You know what I mean? Like, so let me see. Do you think Intrepid is capable of making it to beta in 2026? Oh, absolutely, Jamar. 100%. There's honestly not one doubt in my mind that they won't make it. I don't have any, I've never had a doubt about that personally. But what I do want to do, is I didn't get to watch Burns's video, and I always told Burns, I was like, dude, and I messaged him earlier today and I was like, cause the last video he made, I regretted not reacting to because it was such a good fucking video. And honestly, this was about the Asmongold stuff when he played Ashes of Creation. When early access started, I did not go and watch his reaction or watch like the things he was saying about Ashes because everybody was fucking playing. I was playing, Asmon was playing, you know, Someone G was playing, Cannon was playing, fucking just fucking everybody was playing, right? So I am really curious to see Asmon's takes on Ashes, knowing he as much as a PvE player as I am and how much he hates open world PvP. So this is gonna be a good one. I don't know. I'm really excited about this one. So let me get this going, and we'll get started. Hold on, I gotta put my headphones on. 1 second. All right. Let's see this amazing video. I know it's gonna be good.
Whether you're new to Ashes of Creation or like most of my subscribers very familiar with the game, Asmon's recent playthrough matters. First of all, he's an MMO veteran.
Blizzard used to make good games.
But he's relatively new to playing Ashes, so how he experiences the game is telling for the first time user experience, or FATUI. I also think it's good for new people to watch because he's an honest guy and gives the game a fair shake.
Caroline DEI. You know, naturally it's a woman.
Oh, and it has over 1 million views.
I didn't even know that was her name. Did I not catch that? Caroline DEI. Oh my God. I wonder how many people actually saw that shit and was like laughing their ass off. But I wonder if there was any actually like women, because there are women that play Ashes of Creation, if they caught that and got offended. I'm just so curious. Yeah, the stuff that happens in AOC is even worse. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Resna's like the Bronx of AOC. Dude, Resna is like Queens. Like, let's just be real.
He started off his 3-hour plus stream with questing. This is going to be the expectation of most people. I realize I'm weird. Love MMOs, hate questing. He experiences one of—
Bro, thank you. Fucking thank you. I don't, look, I'll do questing, but do I enjoy questing? No. It's not the kind of grind that I really enjoy personally, but it's something that every MMO has, right? It is what it is. But honestly, like, I just love the variety of things. I love doing a variety of things. Like, I don't mind questing little short spurts here and there, but I wanted a game where anything I do provides me adventuring experience. And I feel like Ashes actually does, because if I don't want to do questing, then I can do processing or crafting, and that gives me really good experience, or even gathering gives me pretty decent experience. And then I can go to a grind spot for a little bit and do that. Then I can do some more questing. Like, I like that variety, but most MMOs force you into the questing. Like, you can't do fucking fuck all, but you're going to quest your ass off. Like, that's what you're going to do in our game. And that's what I guess really turns me off in general to it. Hate those go kill X monster quests. Instead, I'll go grind 2,000 of the same. Yeah. Well, again, I don't mind them. I just don't like it when that's it. Like, that's the pinnacle of your fucking design. And I have a video that I want to make talking about what questing 2.0 could look like in Ashes of Creation, and how much more inventive and how much more player and server interactive it actually can be. And I'm really excited to make that video because I really think I think that would be a real cool way to do questing.
The exact reasons why I would rather mob grind.
Okay, this shouldn't really be too hard.
Famous last words. He's doing a quest where you have to gather a resource which spawns in at regular intervals. The catch is other people doing the same quest can gather it too, and you have to wait for it to respawn.
And this was the same fucking thing in Vanilla WoW. Vanilla WoW had this fucking issue, and he didn't like it then. Neither did fucking I. And it's the same thing with mobs too. Like, there was an assembly line to kill a fucking mob back in vanilla because there wasn't like the multiple mob tags that exist today.
I don't know if I can handle this anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna stand over here and wait for it to respawn. I'm just gonna wait for it to respawn. That's the smart thing to do. I swear to God, if this dick sucker, Okay, we're gonna stand right here. We're gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna wait for it to respawn. I'm gonna wait for it to respawn right now. It's fine. No, you.
This quest is complete dog shit, by the way. I fucking hate this quest. I did it once, and I've never done it again. I hate it.
Get the fuck away from me. You get the fuck away from me, you weird troll.
Interactables that other people can pick up is a terrible way to do this.
Terrible.
It makes you hate everyone. It's a
Yes.
sub-level 10 quest, so you can't even flag up on these people. Intrepid
100%.
can fix this any number of ways, and I hope they do, because this was painful. This is the same problem, just in a different way. He has kill quests, but needs to get the tag in order for it to count. Also a bad way to do things early on.
Yep.
Like, I think we should do something else, because this is like, need to tag and do the majority of damage. Oh, that's a lot.
But that existed even in like when classic vanilla WoW classic or whatever in 2019 happened. It was the same thing then. Like if you were making an orc at level 1 and you were doing all the quests from like level 1 through 5, you had to get the tag. If you didn't get the tag, and again, everybody's fucking playing at the same time in 2019. So it's the same fucking experience. But again, it's a shit experience. I don't give a shit how amazing classic WoW is to you. That is shit. And it can be better.
I wonder if it's worth waiting around for this. Because I feel like if I do, it's going to take so long. What do you guys think? Yeah, it feels like this area is super contested. Let's go do something else for now, and then I can go back and try this later. What's up, bitch? Okay, that went pretty well. No, it didn't. I didn't get anything.
I tagged you in a post I made about a question. If you can take a look at it after the video. Yeah, man, just remind me. Just remind me. 20 years later, devs are still making the same mistakes. That's brain dead development as fuck. Well, to my opinion, like a lot of the classic WoW private servers have already corrected this. Like just do multiple tags. Like who gives a shit? Like to me, the whole idea of, hey, you need the head of this particular person, like, and you need to get the tag first and no one else can get the head. Like, why? Why? Like, other than just purposefully elongating the process, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to like do the quest, get the thing, and move the fuck on. Like, and I think honestly, it's a very simple thing to just fix, to just make every quest have multi-tag shit. Like if you're all doing this stuff together, because what that's going to do is it's going to speed up the entire like server workers process if everybody can be working semi together, right? And then they're not going to have to be there cluttering that server worker because they're having to fucking wait for everyone else. It just moves the whole spread out way the fuck faster than keeping it the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's okay if sub-level 10s can get credit for a kill if they didn't get the first hit or do the majority of the damage. He ends up passing this content because the way the quest is set up. He later says what we're all thinking.
I feel like with a lot of these early mobs, like one thing that they'll probably have to do, unless they want to have people get bottlenecked, is that you either have to have like a really good dynamic spawning system, or you should just have a lot of the really early mobs have group tag. Like it's kind of like, it's not like an MMO thing, but it's probably like better than the alternative.
People in his chat told him to group up. I know Ashes is a group-friendly game, but as a first-time user, I don't think this is best for levels 1 to 10. A lot of guys, in particular Gen Z and Gen Alpha, aren't going to start the game with an already established group of friends. This will likely be their first MMO, ever. MMO players are old.
I don't know about all that.
According to strife.com, the average WoW player is 33 years old. There are more players over 50 than under 24. Whenever this game releases, and Asmongold gives his thoughts on that later too, Gen Z and Gen Alpha will occupy a large portion of the gaming space. While it's true MMOs will help him make lifelong friends, I think it's okay if the game is more soloable at the beginning.
I completely agree with that, but God, that makes me so sad. I'm turning fucking 40 this year. I'll be 40. And I can't even say it's next year because we're in 2026 now. I'm gonna be 40. Okay, well, it's okay. It's okay.
Another good point of criticism from him is the weapon skill tree. Every weapon has this essentially copy-pasted skill tree, which uses all kinds of words you're not going to understand until you get deep into the weeds.
And did I already get another weapon point? I did. Okay, so combo attacks are 3% penetration. Okay, well, I mean, damage seems like it's probably better. Finisher and deadly finisher.
I really don't like the skills. I've never been a fan of how the weapon talent trees are. I'm not. I think it's cool the fact that weapons have talent trees, but I think the choices and what you're doing to make those choices in the trees is very confusing and convoluted, and half the time you don't even know what the fuck to pick. And I don't like it. I really hope they do some really good shit with the weapon talent trees, though. I think there's so much potential there, but I don't fucking see it yet.
I think I'm just going to go with this. I don't really know, but it seems like it's a better option.
Thankfully, Intrepid is doing a major overhaul of this system. Hopefully, they're more intuitive and unique per weapon. Bespoke, you might say. There's one moment he gets an item which starts a quest. There's a decent number of items like this in the game, which is part of what I think makes the game feel a bit more lively and dynamic. Seems
they
like
are confusing.
By it.
Wait, okay, so I looted a book. Do I have to read the book? Wait, I just got a goblin's book and it gave me a quest.
The quest was a simple one where you return the book to its original owner. Someone in his chat didn't like that quest, and he responds here.
What gameplay, giving a goblin a book back? I think that's okay, actually. I think little quests like that are a good idea. Especially if it's like you reading a... reading a special item.
I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about the game's graphics, and he makes a comment on that too.
The graphics in the game, like, don't get me wrong, I think that the graphics in the game right now are passable. Like, there would be some people that would choose not to play the game because of these graphics, but I think...
Bro, I'll tell you this. One of my buddies that was in the Friends and Family alpha of Guild Wars 2 said, you would never imagine what that game looked like before you got your hands on it. He's like, there were so many people that thought the game looked like shit. And he's like, we were so blown away by the time it got to beta of how much the graphics improved in that game. I can't really show anything, right? Because of course it was all under NDA. But again, you know, people don't understand like how much process goes into the continuous upgrading and, you know, polishing of, you know, not only the graphics, but also just like the style and just everything in general.
I think the overwhelming majority of people wouldn't probably make a decision based off of that. Like, that's my best guess.
Yeah, 80% of people are running low settings. That's true.
But I think it shines with good lighting. He states his opinion again here on non-consensual PvP. Ashes has a flagging system where in the open world you can attack anyone. If you kill the unwilling, though, you become corrupt and will lose your
tree models
on death. It's very punishing. Aspen says this, though, about non-consensual PvP.
PvP is the most important part of multiplayer games. It is, and that's why you have to make sure that you don't do it in a way that makes people not enjoy the game. And I think that just in general, whenever you make people do something that they don't want to do, they're going to probably quit the game, right? Like, this is just a general, like, reality. And so what happens is that whenever you have a non-consensual PvP system, you end up... The only people that are truly affected by a non-consensual PvP system are people that don't want to PvP. Logically, right? And so, because the people that want to do it are already doing it. And so, like, the only people that are left are the people that don't want to do it. And so, I think that's going to cause people to lose interest in the game.
I don't really agree with his assessment here. I think willingness to PvP is more of a spectrum than it is a binary yes or no. If you have a chance for a better reward, but you might have to PvP for it, that's going to change where you are on that spectrum. What I don't like about games where PvP is completely separate from PvE is that your interactions aren't genuine with other players. I
mean, the other thing too is that vanilla WoW, or not even vanilla WoW, but just WoW in general with PvP servers, or like even the PvPvE servers, are usually very popular. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the servers in Classic, the most populated ones are the PvP servers. Go fucking figure. You know what I mean? I would always assume that it was the PvE server that would be the most populated server. So I know there's this whole dynamic of like, there's a lot of people that don't like to PvP, which I think is a pretty semi-true statement. But to say that there's no one that likes to PvP, that's just a blatant lie. I think there are people in my camp that are PvEers that don't mind the occasional PvP, right? And I think even with the flagging system being what it is, I feel very protected as a PvE player. I do. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, once I understand the flagging system and once I know when someone's trying to attack me or whatever, I just stay calm and I'm like, hey, they want to go ahead and kill me. That's fine. Like, I don't really have any important shit. But even if I did have important shit, I have been playing this alpha for over a fucking year. I have never, as a streamer, I have never been killed by someone and someone corrupted killing me. Not once. I've been pretty much left alone. And I think that kind of says a lot, in my opinion. Maybe because I'm a nice guy, I don't fucking know. But I'm just saying, like, overall, you would assume the streamer would get more flack or more attention on a server. And I've never really been fucked with. You know what I mean? So I try to tell PvEers that if you don't want a PvP, then just stay a non-combatant. And I guarantee you will be safe the majority of the time. Comparatively to being in a PvP server where you can get fucked with a fuck ton in World of Warcraft. Like your whole play session, you can be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Just don't carry something valuable. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, even if I do, it's the one time in a whole year that I've been killed. Like, why would I get so upset when it literally hasn't happened in an entire year? When you go to like another game, like on a PvP server, because everyone always says like, oh, Ash is nothing but a PvP server. Like this feels like a PvP server. I disagree, because my PvP experience in World of Warcraft was very fucking different than my PvP experience in Ashes. Illusion brother, thank you so much for the Prime, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. The most populated ones will always be PvP because you can bully people with less gear on PvE server. Yeah, well, that could be true.
Where you can't PvP, people will find underhanded ways to screw you and you won't have any recompense. In multiplayer game of the year, Arc Raiders, a large swath of people wanted PvE servers. I'm glad Embark stuck to their guns and said no. It makes getting to the extract that much more exciting. In MMOs, it creates scarcity when there's material lost through PvP. If everyone could just
Ashes is a PvE Care Bear game right now, and no one will kill you and go red. I mean, there are people that have been, but it is far less. And I think even once the corruption is like less penalizing, will there be people that potentially might kill me? Sure. But I don't think, I guess like in a PvPer's mind, this is a PvE Care Bear simulator. But in a PvEer's mind, like Asmongold's, or there's a lot of fear baiting that happens on the PvE side of things. So if you're not a PvEer and you're more of a PvPer, you probably don't see this or hear this, but I hear it a lot. Is that most PvEers that go into Ashes of Creation think, oh man, there's just too much PvP happening. And it's like, bro, but have you been affected? Like, has anything happened to you specifically? Well, no, not to me specifically, but you know, there's just so much PvP that could happen to me potentially. And I'm like, potentially. Has it happened? No, it hasn't happened. Then who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and I think again, it's because PvP scares PvEers because usually tend that they're not good at PvP. I'll admit I haven't done PvP in World of Warcraft since Cataclysm. I was almost 1900 ranked on my Paladin with a buddy of mine doing twos, and that was the highest rank I ever achieved, was in the 1900 bracket, and I haven't done it since. So, but I really concentrated back then to do that. And I just really haven't concentrated on PvP since then, but I would like to get back into it in Ashes. And I've been talking to people who are good PvPers, like really fucking good PvPers. And they're like, hey, Vlad, if you need help on scrims or you want to duel me, like we can duel for hours and I can tell you about like what you're doing wrong, what you need to improve, and yada, yada. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take people up on that, man, because I want to get better, you know? I have been killed twice for my crates out of the 3 times I've tried 10 crates north. Well, and again, if you're going like out of the starting areas to go into like the tropics, going back into the anvils or, you know, whatever. And I see people actually creating like barriers when I went into the tropics, like people like almost pay our toll or we're going to kill you and take your shit kind of thing. Let me see. Aura's Guild Lead replied to Steven's post. Great read. It's actually crazy what he reveals. He did a Reddit post, or like it was below the Reddit post? Oh, Steven had another reply to it too. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys. I'm just over here reading. Let me see, because Steven also replied here. Hold on, I want to read this one too. Let me see. Steven, understand we are in the hesitant phase. However, how is implementing an unfinished system that lacks these checks and balances beneficial? Even if bare bones, a system should be fully functional when added. it's like a taste test with a cake. You don't give someone some batter and taste how it tastes. Add on the frosting later. Also, it would be prudent to assume that the worst of these players and design systems, with that in mind, I don't think that's a fair comparison personally. Games and cake completely work differently, and people don't understand that it's way better to give an unfinished system out to players, because if they were to be given the fully finished system and say, hey, this is every fucking thing in this thing, that would have to mean that settlements would either not work at all right now, and we wouldn't have this all or nothing kind of approach. And if we were to have it completely finished, if there are certain things and parameters or things that we don't like or we want changed, it's a lot harder for developers to change it being all fucking finished if they were within the process of iterating. And right now they're currently in the process of iterating. It's a lot easier for them to pivot within the process rather than finished the whole thing. The same cake analogy, right? Like if you fucking started making vanilla, but then the client wanted fucking chocolate, well, if you gave it to them at the very end, now you're fucked. You gotta start the whole fucking cake over. So I don't know. I don't like that comparison. Also, it would be prudent to assume the worst players and design systems with that in mind. I love the vision, but it seems like in cases like these, this outcome should have been blatantly obvious. P.S. I'm not sure if something like this is in the works, but a commission type of system where one could add materials and request for an item and a crafter see that and craft it for someone would be amazing. They are going to have a buy order system. He's basically talking about a buy order system. I've talked to the devs about this. They are going to add that eventually. This is in lieu of someone spamming chat looking for a crafter and trading, which would often end up with people getting scammed, losing their mats and no recourse. I think this would be great additions, since they are our gatherers and processors would be able to use those materials they found to get gear without relying on a large guild. It would also feel good as a crafter knowing you are meeting people's needs / making money, and having a little crafted by so-and-so on the item would be a neat cherry on top. What are your thoughts on this? That's a fair question. And it's one we think about constantly during development. The core reason we test incomplete systems is that for something as large as interconnected as settlements, waiting for everything is fully finished would actually be riskier, not safer. Yep. Settlements touch nearly every major pillar of our game: economy, crafting, PvP, nodes, social structures, time-based progression, and player behavior at scale. You simply cannot validate those interactions in isolated or behind closed doors. What we're testing right now isn't the frosting, it's the structural integrity of the cake itself. Yes, or even just the type of cake. Let me see, even the bare bones state, there are critical questions we can only answer with the real players. Do the ownership mechanics behave as intended under population pressure? How do incentives play out when thousands of players act on their own interest? Where do edge cases, exploits, or degenerate strategies emerge? What systems break first when stressed at scale? Those answers directly inform how we build the missing checks and balances. If we waited until every safeguard, limiter, or counter system was completed before testing, we'd risk building those protections around assumptions instead of the reality, which fucking goated fucking part right there. And that's how you end up having to tear systems apart later. World of Warcraft fucking did this all the fucking time. They added a complete dog shit system, the fucking Azerite shit in fucking BFA. They added the fucking neck thing in BFA. I'm thinking a lot of BFA stuff because that expansion to me was fucking atrocious. And basically there were no workarounds. The system was fucking done and completed. We couldn't fucking do anything with it. It's not like we can say, well, we don't like this system at all, like give us something else. This is what the fucking thing was, because it was entirely fucking done. And they spent the entire fucking time deconstructing or figuring out like, oh wow, well this whole system we're just gonna fucking throw out. And they did. They throw it out. Like we don't fucking even have Azerite armor. But that's the problem with finished systems, is that developers now have to spend all this time deconstructing the system that they just finished, and they can either do that or give you brand new shit. And I can guarantee you, players, if you redo a system and that's the entire new patch, is this now this redesigned system, one, the players could actually not like that redesign at all, just as much as they didn't like the original design. And two, where was the new fucking content? That's what players are always going to do. Like, so it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, but I can guarantee you Intrepid is doing it correctly. You see these, you see, it's also important to understand that alpha is not about providing a polished experience. It's about exposing the design to friction early, while we still have the freedom to make meaningful choices. Some outcomes are obvious in hindsight, but many only reveal their true shape once real players interact with them in ways no internal test would ever do. Very true. That doesn't mean frustration isn't valid, but it absolutely is. It does mean that these moments are a part of the process of identifying what needs reinforcement, restriction, and or redesign before launch. The feedback and pain points coming out this phase are exactly what helps ensure the final version doesn't ship with these problems intact. We're not testing incomplete systems because we don't care about the experience. We're doing it because this is the stage where breaking things loudly and visibly leads to a stronger foundation long term. And conversations like this are a part of that. Fucking, that was a really fucking good. I don't see Strixon. Where did Strixon? Oh, here we go. Holy crap. That's a long one. Jesus Christ. Shit. You guys want me to read this or not? Just curious. Because I really want to finish this video, but this is going to take me a while to read this shit. Maybe I can read it afterwards. After the wave, you will be 15K. Okay, let's just read it afterwards. Yeah, let's read it afterwards. All right.
Instance dungeon or raid, the rewards from it wouldn't be exclusive. Now let's say you down a boss in the open world, which only spawns once per day. The gear you get for that will be way more valuable. So I don't want to just dismiss his argument and say wow brain, because a lot of people feel this way. It's a design feature I'm glad Ashes has, and it sets it apart from WoW. The more Ashes has in common with WoW, the more it's in direct competition, and there's no way Ashes wins. There is a market for games like this, and I think Ashes will find its own lane. Moving on, he makes a good 100%. Point here with solo gameplay.
I think that most people like the idea of playing in a shared open world, but without being forced into having to group with other people in order to accomplish tasks.
I think that's true, but there is also the side of that too. Because some of my most memorable moments was actually being in a random group in vanilla, not classic, but vanilla back in 2004. But I believe that's probably an old nostalgia feeling, because people have now evolved more into the solo mindset than the group mindset. So the reason why Asmon's saying this is because he also played vanilla WoW just like I did. But I think that sentiment has also evolved too, where it was once cool to group up with others because that was a novelty. The novelty has worn off in 2025, and now it's just better to do it solo, right? So, but I still think people do like to group up.
I think generally that's true.
True.
Like, obviously, like, it depends, right? But I think that's definitely it. And so, like, if you make an MMO and you don't provide, like, a really fulfilling, good solo experience, you're gonna have people that aren't gonna play the game.
I think he's right. There should be multiple avenues to level and play the game. I think the hardest should be the most rewarding though. Everyone can play the game they want to. So usually things requiring coordinated group play should give the most experience, loot, etc. Something I thought was fun to see was his...
I enjoy solo more. Bro, I've been playing the entire early access solo. I mean, I talked to my guild leader already, but I mean, I told him, I was like, hey, because I stream and everything like that, I don't want to hold up any parties or, you know, whatever in our guild. And most of our officers and our core part of Suspect are all level 25 already. But the fact that I'm level 17 and I've only been playing for going on a month, you know, like just a couple of hours every day, I feel like I'm doing pretty damn good progress. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel pretty accomplished myself. Can you play solo? Yes. But can you be competitive solo? Definitely not. No. And I'm not trying to be competitive, but I think that's the mindset, right? Is that if you want to play Ashes solo and be competitive, you will be in a world of hurt. You will be in a world of hurt because being solo right now isn't the most optimal. And I think even when Ashes does make the game more solo friendly, playing the game solo still won't let you be competitive. And I think that ultimately will piss players off because you're going to have this large, and again, you'll probably see the Reddit post in a couple of months or maybe by the end of the year of solo does feel good, but why can't I be as competitive as the people that are grouping up? I can guarantee you're going to see Reddit post or forum post with that being said. Because again, just like I talked about a little earlier, and even Asmin was mentioning it, the novelty of groups have just worn off, and people just want to be able to be competitive and do it solo, because that's what every fucking MMO has done. I've said this from the get-go. I want Ashes to be more solo friendly, but I want Ashes to focus on the group mentality, because no fucking MMOs have done that. Every MMO is solo, for like everything you can do solo, and it's the most efficient, it's the best way to go, yada yada yada. Like, we need to at least have a fucking MMO where, hey, you can do shit solo here, but you would want to be in a group. Like, you're incentivized to be in a group. Like, why can't we have at least one fucking MMO that does that? One. Like, I don't know. I really hope it works out.
In chat's reaction to seeing all the recipes.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay. So these are all the items you can... Holy shit.
And that's not all of them either. There's so much more they're going to be adding.
Oh my God.
This game goes deep. We've got a sliver at an alpha right now, but this crafting system is just one example of how much content we're in for. We also like the feature which I think adds a little soul to the game.
I think that one of the best things in this game, this is going to sound really stupid, but one of the best things in this game is the fact that mounts persist after you get off of the mount.
I do love that.
It's like one of those really little things that, like, nobody, like, who gives a fuck, right? Who cares? I care.
Near the end, he points out one of the unique strengths of Ashes.
You know, there's a lot of really good things about this game, and I think they listen a lot. That's why I'm giving my feedback, and, you know, I'm sure there's some things that are going to happen and some things that won't.
The fact that the developers of this game listen to their fan base has been a huge strength. They've made several fan-directed changes like static node rarity and the upcoming wall of shame for cheaters. It wouldn't be an Ashes video if we didn't talk about development time and release date.
How long do you think it would take for Ashes to be mass market ready? If you want me to be honest, I think 2 to 3 years.
I think he's right here. 2 years puts us at the end of 2027. Steven said he wants to hit beta this year, but we all know he has a fickle relationship with time. My guess is we get beta sometime in early 2027 and full release that winter. There's still a ton of systems which will be coming online over the course of 2026, which we all have to look forward to. Steven shows up to him in-game, and Asmin gives these quick words of encouragement.
Game looks a lot better than the last time I played, man. Great job. Yeah, just keep it up. Keep it up. Keep doing it.
I love it when people like Asmin Gold discuss Ashes. Gets more eyes on the project and fresh perspectives. He doesn't agree with some of the design decisions. Like
I can't wait for that to happen.
And that's fine. There are plenty of...
I can't wait for fucking monsters to change during the seasons. Like, and this tech was like 2 years ago. This was in 2023, I believe. One of the months in 2023. So yeah, I don't know.
Things I don't like about the game either, like cosmetics and questing, but the overall concepts of affecting an ever-changing world with large-scale PvP battles keeps me hooked. New voices will often disagree with certain design features of the game. The vast majority of it, though, comes from a good place. People care enough about the success of this MMO that they express their opinion. I know this was another React type video. These won't be the bulk of my channel. In fact,
this punk is the worst guy ever to make YouTube game world. Dude, honestly, Hank, that's probably one of the nicest things you've ever said to me, brother. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Here's a sneak peek at my next video. So previously, I had the impression that at launch, when a settlement levels up, so do all the mobs in the zone. Well, based on some comments Steven made in my interview with him, we found out it's a little bit more complicated, and here's how. I was initially pumped when I saw the trailer, but after watching it again, something felt off, especially for a PvP-focused MMO. And then I realized, this trailer is very feminine. Stay tuned for the next video, and as always, be careful with copium.
It's highly addictive.
Oh, Bones, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Dude, this was a great video, man. If you're not subscribed, if you're one of the new early access people, let me see. I talked to Asmin, not you. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that wasn't a compliment directed towards me, but I do appreciate that. This is our boy Copium Clinic. He makes amazing Ashes of Creation content. Go check out his channel. If you're, like I said, seriously, if you're brand new to Ashes, he hasn't made a video since before early access started. So it's gonna be pretty damn good. Oh shit. Let me see. Except Resident, they were the guinea pig and Patient Zero. All realms will be coming down for maintenance in 20 minutes. Oh, did they already come back up? Oh my God, are they actually doing the thing? Oh man. Okay, hold on real quick, guys, real quick. Let's go over here. No, it's just going down. Shit. Okay. Well, let me read the Strixon thing real fast. And then one of my people in chat sent me a thing on the Alpha 2 feedback, and then I'll read that real fast. So let me see what, and Strixon, for people who don't know, he is the GM of the guild Aura. So let me go ahead and read what he has to say. I will play Propane with you. This game closes this year. Remember, Propane always wins. We'll see, Hank. We'll see, brother. Resna is not part of the shutting down. Oh, okay. So they're probably just doing some shenanigans on Resna, which, go figure. Steven said it's included or excluded for the next shutdown. Oh, okay. Dude, Karma Band, thank you so much for the bits, brother. Thank you. Hey, Vladis, I've really been enjoying your content and appreciate how you employ nuance in your arguments for and against different points in the game. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much, dude. Like I said, even though I am a pretty avid PvEer, I always try to advocate for PvP. I actually had a lot of people after the roundtable with Steven. Strauss, dude, thank you so much for the raid, brother. Thank you. I hope you've been having a great rest of your day, and I hope you had a great stream, man. Hi, my name is Vladis. I talk about Ashes of Creation specifically in this channel. So if you want to get Ashes pilled, then you came to the right place. Welcome. But I had a lot of people from the PvP community talk to me and message me, and I that was like really awesome. The fact that a lot of the PvPers gave me props, because during the roundtable, I talked a lot about PvP. I mentioned the caravan thing about like bringing that up, and there's a lot of people that they're like, Vlad, for you being a Care Bear, you asked some really good questions, man. So I was like, thank you, man. Thank you. Because I do want both sides to exist. I'm not one of those people that wants to eliminate PvP in Ashes. I think both are important to have, and I want that PvX design to truly be nailed. I want them to hit the ground running with it. Oh, that's good. That's why I sent him here. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Are there servers up yet? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Resna's still up, but everyone else is down right now. There you go, man. I forgot how to follow you. I started playing this game because of you, and then have been wondering why you haven't been streaming. Oh, shit. Really, dude? Well, thank you, man. I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you. So huge, bandwave just getting in. Yeah, I think that's happening probably tonight. And again, if you're probably playing on Resna, you might not be seeing certain people in the server once that comes back up potentially. But yeah, I think there's going to be some pretty huge shit happening right now, which I think is good. It's needed. You know what I mean? And we'll see. Again, it's going to be a constant cat and mouse game. Like this game, Intrepid will have a constant cat and mouse game with these Chinese farmers and stuff, because people really don't know how powerful this cartel is really. Steve, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. Hope you've been enjoying the stream so far, man. What is the latest drama? The latest drama is there. Actually, you know what? Since we have time now, before I read Zybek's or thing, let me go and watch Zybek's video, because I think that'll really clue people in to like what the fuck is happening, because his video is so damn good, dude. I play on the USNA server. I hope the server gets some help with a lot of the bots. Oh, it will, brother Sean. It will. Shoal, this game is an instant classic. Thank you, Kensliju. Dude, yeah, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Banning half of Resna. Cheese. I think that's happening, man. Here we go. Let's watch my boy Zybek talk about, damn, this video popped off. Almost has 10,000 views since yesterday. So let's, if you want to know what's happening right now and what's going on, this is the scandal, the duping, the hacking, the RMT. This is everything that's been happening in Ashes of Creation right now as of the last couple of days.
Oh boy, do I have an Ashes of Creation update video for you today. Now, this was not the video I was originally going to make. The video I originally was going to make was much more tame, but some things transpired today that have really brought me a lot of clarity and made the events
nothing
of the
new,
last
low-key.
few days make
It's
a
been
lot
happening
more
forever.
sense. So my original video was going to be more of an Ashes of Creation status report, like general update style video. And in that video, I was going to briefly talk about the Chinese bot crate runners that are still very much an issue in the game. And at that point, literally yesterday, the bots were still pretty rudimentary. They were just going back and forth running low value crates, which is in bulk and just printing gold. The crate system, as we discussed in the last video, the crate system is terrible. And boy, oh boy, am I vindicated for that, because I'm just being proved right every fucking day about the crate system. Well, we've started finding out that the Chinese bots are flying now. More and more of them are flying. We saw one flying a couple days.
What about people destroying every single node in the server? Surely Steven is going to find a solution, right? Well, if you actually were to, I don't know, since you are watching on YouTube, if you literally just stop watching me live right now and scroll back, Steven actually, we talked about a Reddit post about exactly what you just said. And Steven had a reply to what happened on Resna regarding like Polar destroying buildings and everything like that. And if that's intended game mechanics, I would really go back and watch that portion. And then you can come back to us being live. But yeah, we did talk about that. Well, the crate system isn't done. So I suppose it will be. Dude, every system isn't done. Like nothing in this game is done. Like point to me a system that they say, yeah, that's finished. They'll never ever touch that ever again. That it's a completed system. Like every system is unfinished. There's just more systems that are more further out than others, right? Let me see. I wonder if this is causing wildly low turnouts on crates on Shoal. I haven't been looking for the bots. Possibly, Cheese. I think that's what honestly could be happening.
Ago, and it was like, it's like, ooh, did you guys see the flyer yesterday? Yeah. And then Jonah Vale caught one on stream when I was watching him.
Bro. Yeah. 100%.
Our boy Jonah.
100%. That's a hacker right there, bro. That's a hacker right there.
Fucking wild, dude.
No way.
That's fucking
dude.
wild.
No fucking way, bro. How do I report this shit?
And now they're just flying. Like they're just flying. They're mocking us now. They're making guilds called Peaceful Fisherman. Guys, there was somebody in the comments section that tried to gaslight me into saying, "How do you know it's Chinese gold? Like they're Chinese gold farmers."
Dude, Zybek, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about, because how many people try to fucking gaslight me when I try to fucking expose the add-on overlay? How many people thought that I was such an idiot? God, Vladis fell for it. What a dumbass. Oh my God. And sure enough, who the fuck was proven right? Sometimes you have to be the villain in order to become the hero.
You can go on Google Translate, and I know because I did this. I went on Google Translate and typed in, where are we running the crates today? And I got a reply in fucking Chinese. Like, dude, it's a fucking joke. So the Chinese RMPers have started to up their game. They are now flying their crates around the map. And not only that, they are now able to duplicate legendary items, because it was discovered this morning that they are running legendary crates.
God, there's 30 crates on me.
Where?
Fucking cookhouse area. They're all heroic.
What town?
Yes, where you upgrade.
Wow, it's crazy. Polar picking up these crates that were dropped by exploiters and RMTers. Wow.
Fishing.
Okay.
In Halcyon or the farm?
Tamiya's?
Guys, he's only picking them up so other players don't grab the dupes. They're going to delete them later. They're going to delete the crates.
They're all, hold on a second. There's like 10 people picking them all up.
Dupe?
100% blight. 100%.
The server worker crashed. Everybody crashed. I got 3 of them.
Oh, he got 3 of them, guys.
Keep stacking.
Shit. Keep stacking.
I don't have enough. I don't know how many more.
Keep getting them.
Oh, legendary crate!
Storage.
What?
No shot.
Artisan commodity vendor rewards legendary copper.
What? Grim Kildy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man.
Wait.
It's a bunch of Chinese people.
Yeah.
Z-Tong and Divinity.
Now,
Polar
for
find the
those of you
crates
guys
as
that
gold?
Don't know about what the crate system generally
Well,
is. When you put commodities,
guys, look. Polar grabbed them so unsuspected people like don't get banned or account suspensions or any action taken. They did it altruistically, guys. Okay, they did it altruistically. So they picked them up, they put it on their mules, they put it on their person. They're gonna then go somewhere and they're just gonna delete them. Okay, like that's what happened. Okay, like we all know what happened, and that's what happened. Okay.
he's in a crate for the most part. When it's materials, for the most part, it's like crappy items. It's stuff you'd never really use.
Mag, the reason why they were on the ground is because Polar killed them. Polar went corrupted and killed those people.
It's like bulk items. So usually it's like green and blue stuff that people don't really want for trade skills. That's normally what it is. But legendary items, as anybody that's done any sort of mining or really anything knows, are so rare. Like it would be
100%.
crazy to use a legendary item for a crate, much less even have an.
Even having one legendary crate, why the fuck would you take a legendary crate from AVN Zen to Briarmore Farms? Why would you ever? If I was able to make a legendary crate, I would go from like the bottom of the desert to the top of the anvils and get as much fucking gold as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I would do. But again, like it's just, it is what it is.
Enough to run legendary crates, and these are level 3s running legendary crates in bulk.
I just got my first legendary fish, and I'm level 24 fishing. Well, congratulations, dude. I still have not got a fish.
Legitimately coming up with this many legendary items. So we've got the fucking Chinese are flying legendary crates around the map. I mean, like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's bad. Well, hold my fucking beer, because it gets worse. Oh boy, it gets fucking worse.
Now, this is where I feel like a lot of it, I don't think that they were potentially exploiting. I don't. Now they could. I have no proof that they are or aren't. But I just think, like what most people have done in the past, is they bought gear. But we'll see.
So, not only are we flying legendary crates around the map, they are arming themselves. The Chinese armteers are beginning to arm themselves, and this is coming out of Rive from the Genesis Guild. They are now fighting in full legendary. Like, the Chinese are now a threat, like, in the game, because they're gearing themselves out in their new duped best in slot armor. And Ashes right now, very gear dependent. Like, you're gonna
Super
get
gear
smashed
dependent,
even if they're stupid. So yeah, that's not great. But even worse than the commercial RM tiers, the scum of the earth, is there is an actual guild that is like rage. Like, this is the equivalent.
Dude, I remember seeing, I forgot, I don't know if it was Nice's video or if it was Burns's video, but I remember, dude, that caravan was fucking flying, dude. It was literally like if Roadrunner was the fucking Bob on it. It was just like going, dude. Oh my God. I miss phase 1 and 2, man. There was so much shit that happened. Yeah, it was the turbo caravans that fucking had the Batmobile blast in the back. It was just crazy.
Of like rage cheating, because it's so unbelievably obvious. And I'm going to come out and say it because I've seen enough proof. And that is the EBC Wolves, the EBC Guild on Resna. You guys are cheating your fucking balls off. Like, it's outrageous what I am seeing from the EBC Guild. Now, I have no fucking idea if they're duping the stuff, they're duping their armor and their gear, or if they're buying it from the Chinese pre-dupe.
That's exactly what they're doing, brother. Like, I don't think that they're doing the dupe themselves. I think, and they could be, caveat, allegedly they could, but I think it's more realistically that they just went to a website that the Chinese are doing and selling, because that's how the Chinese aren't going to give up their dupe and their method. They're not going to do that. But unsuspecting prey that are like, hey, you can buy this gear, because again, it happened in phase fucking 1. Blight, I remember I showed you, there was other people that I showed on G2G where literally people were buying the full Rosarium set that was like rare or even heroic for like $200, $300, and even $400. So this is just that all over again. You know, it's the same shit. Why were the majority of bot farmers on Resda almost like there was a huge, yeah, dude. Almost like if there was a huge base of people that were probably already RMTing and buying gold there, you know?
I don't know what's going on, but clearly a lot of people in that guild are cheating their balls off with gear they shouldn't have.
Can you share a link? So Loki, you can, but it's not going to work. If you want to share it to me, if you find me on Discord, it's very easy to find me. I'm literally everywhere. Just type in Vladis. You can share it to me directly on Discord.
And this was discovered this morning because if you, well, first of all, they have the Rosarium armor set. Like the whole fucking thing. That's sort of a red flag.
Yeah, that's a huge fucking red flag.
Do a bunch of them have the whole fucking, oh my God, there's a fucking truck out there. Not only do all of them have the full Rosarium set, they have it in Epic because it was discovered that
or
if
Legendary.
you mouse over the buffs they have, on the set bonus buff, it will tell you what percentage of the set bonus they have. And they have like a 24%, which you only get from having Epic. So these guys not only have the items that everyone wants, they have them in the highest quality, presumably because they couldn't find a legendary one to dupe. Or it's just not possible to dupe a legendary one yet.
Right.
So they've got the best fucking physical armor in the game. And they've got their whole guild decked out in the best physical armor in the game. Now, why am I really hitting on physical armor? Well, they just said fuck it, and they decided to put their clerics in the best physical armor in the game just to rub it in, I guess. I don't know. This is like some super low IQ cheating. Like, I can't think of a more obvious like way to.
I think it was just very simple. The fact that that's just the set the Chinese are selling. That's it. Hamster Juice, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. It's not really anything too crazy. It's just, that's what I'm pretty sure if I were to go to g2g.com and look to see what gear they're potentially selling. Oh, look, it's the Rosarium set. Go fucking figure. You know, it's not anything that's like off the wall or, you know, it's so dumb. Here, 1 second. Oh, did you send me the zoom? Oh my God. Hold on real fast.
Clip of it for later.
So did you also see it like scooting along like in Stan's video?
26 seconds.
Watched earlier?
Oh, he's doing it. Oh my God, he's cheating.
Yep.
Wait, what's happening? Hold on.
He's doing fucking speed vanning. I can't even run fast. Oh my God, he's getting faster. He's cheating. Holy shit.
Well,
You can't. No, you don't look at my stream. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh my God, dude. I love it. I love it, dude. Honestly, like, again, you just had to be there. Phase 1 and phase 2, it had problems. But some of the fucking problems, man, I will never fucking forget, man. It's just one of those things that you just had to be there, man. Like, you just had to be there. Yeah, what a time to be alive. Everything has an ID. Super would have the same ID. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dupe would have the same ID. Again, Steven has talked about this before when it comes to IDs and the fact that people keep doing it. And again, because it's profitable for them. I've said this, like the Chinese, and they've been doing this for decades. They're not new to this. They are very sophisticated. They are very smart. This is also coming from a multi-million-dollar industry of people and gamers buying gold and buying items in MMORPGs. Really just live service games in general. They know what the fuck they're doing, you know? Let me see. Yes, you can zero its alpha. Besides the economy is destroyed from the dupes, you're going to have to wipe. No, I don't think they're going to have to wipe. I really don't. I think, again, Steven confirmed to us in the Discord that they're not going to wipe. They're going to be doing some extensive deleting and retroactive players. That's what they're going to be doing. So we'll see.
Cheat than to load out your clerics in full best in slot physical armor? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Now, a couple days ago, I was in the June Dark, and I ran into one of these EBC fellows, and they were really hounding me. Dude, 1v1 me, bro. Bro, you gotta 1v1 me. And like I had just hit level 25, but
You see, it's not always Chinese. I know plenty of Americans from other games that pretend to be Chinese when they sell RMT because they are more trustworthy sellers compared to Westerners that like to scam. Yeah, like I said, I'm not. That's very possible. Again, the whole industry, there's a whole, like, go watch the Gallywix Mafia. Go type in on YouTube Asmongold Gallywix Mafia. And I think Bellular made a whole fucking video uncovering the entire RMT industry in just World of Warcraft alone. Now, that same industry applies to many other fucking games. Okay, hold on, let me fix Zyback's face. It's just
whatever.
It was just a little, but yeah, it's fucking wild. Let me see. The tools Intrepid are honing to track items will be huge for demand mitigation at launch. They will have to be able to track and delete and punish abusers. Oh, 100% it was intended. And that's what they have to establish and do now, for sure. Happen a lot in Arc Survival Evolved. Yeah, it happens a lot in a lot of live service games, for sure. How do they delete gold that has been made from legendary packs? The gear is one thing, that gold is another. So they'll find ways. Again, and a lot of the times too, it's not really about the gold, because once they just delete the players, like the server will then balance itself out, right? And there's going to be some damage. Again, it's not like, oh, they're going to fix everything and it's going to be like hunky-dory all over, right? There is going to be some damage. But I believe, just like anything else, like time can fix it. Like once those things and once the holes are stopped, right? Now it's just a matter of, yeah, we can start getting the buckets of water outside of our boat, but now we have water damage inside. It's going to take a bit for us to fix that. You know what I mean? Like it's just how it is. As a fighter, how hard is it for you to get groups? I would say being a fighter is probably going to be as hard sometimes, because in a PvE setting, you want more range sometimes. And fighters, like, this is why I play solo primarily. And I think if you are going to play fighter, it's better to be in a guild where you'll be in a for sure group, because it's not like players are out asking for fighters in their group, because fighters doesn't really bring anything to the table. The problem with the RMT Mafia is that the games that still allow them to do it, because they keep buying copies / subscriptions, etc. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the whole industry and a lot of the AAA titles is fucked, because the AAA people are incentivized to keep them because the players don't fucking care and they still make money regardless. Like, I'm talking the AAA companies. So it's a win-win. You know, it's a win for the Mafia. It's a win for the AAA companies. So that's why they don't really do anything. It's not a race. It's not a China thing. It's an RMT thing. A lot of them speak Mandarin, however. Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me, it's not really like the Chinese. It's just, I think that's more of like what people think when they think of like RMT is like the Chinese gold sellers. Because that was something even back in the day. We talk of like 2006 or 2010, you know what I mean? Like that was the majority of all the stuff going through. So.
Right, I've been grinding fucking mobs all day. I'm ready for some PvP. Obviously, these guys outgear me. Whatever, I don't care. I saw that the guy had Rosarium on, and I just thought maybe he's just a Giga Sweat. Whatever. I didn't really think too much into it. Dueled him. You just got fucking ass blast. Like, unbelievable levels of ass blasting. Incomprehensible levels of ass blasting. Now, my original thought was...
Why do you say ass blasting? I mean, just... Out of all the choice words you could say, Zybat, why do you say ass blasting?
Wow. Dude, power scaling is kind of like, that's kind of crazy. Like maybe there's some unintended things.
I know, it's funny.
His buddy,
It's just...
also EBC, hit me as a rogue. He just two-shot me.
Gotta say how it is.
And hit me for a 2k non-crit backstab. Now, keep in mind, I'm a summoner, and I've got a 25% damage reduction with my pet. It sends 25% of the damage to my pet. So he hit me for a 2k non-crit backstab, and then the second backstab was for whatever, but it was essentially a one-shot. Unbelievable amounts of damage.
The overkill damage transfer kills my pet.
And then one of them decided to say the dumbest fucking thing I've ever, like, dude, holy fuck, what a dumbass thing to say. He said, don't put that in a video. You cheating motherfucker. Oh, you fucking dirty motherfucker. I can't wait to see you get banned. You fucking retard. Unbelievable. These people are fucking unreal. The levels, like, you could have You could have hit it a little bit. Like, fuck, man. It's so obvious. Man, what a fucking joke. Honestly, what a fucking joke. I don't know what EBC stands for, but
I saw in the fucking comment section of this video, EBC said there'll always be cheating. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good.
unofficially, it's gonna stand for extra big clowns. You fucking honk honk. You fucking clowns. So, yeah, we got some people actual play. Like, unfortunately, these EBC people have been in the game for a while. Like, I fought against them before in the game. Obviously, they've never been as obviously, dude. I unironically, when I fought them, I was like, damn, these guys are really taking this phase seriously. now
Easy
I
bake
know.
cheating.
Now I know. It makes a lot more sense now.
I love seeing videos made by people with passion rather than only doing it for monetization. Yeah, honestly, like Zyback, I love his content, man. Like every time he has a video, I always why do I pause it every time when he does a funny face? Yeah, so I love his content personally. And again, I've talked to Zyback privately. He was on my 1v1. He was a great guest.
Because
he was
I
fun,
promise you,
fun to be around. There we go. That's a good one. And he's a really good dude, and he has really awesome solutions and things for PvP in general. I think he is a really nice voice for the PvP community personally. And yeah, he's a good dude.
Those results were very
Shola's
different.
back up. Awesome.
So what now? Is the game fucked? Well,
We'll finish this
as
video
of the
out.
recording of this video, we are still awaiting Steven's response on we are investigating. Unfortunately for Intrepid, I think a lot of their vacations, I have a feeling some people got some phone calls on their winter vacation, and their winter vacation is probably concluding today. I think some people are going to be working this weekend to help rectify this because
Do you think RMT is a larger cause of concern for a game like Ashes due to how the game is designed around friction, with the ability to purchase crafted gear, increase PvP fighting strength to win fights rather than your typical MMO, which has instance PvP with normalized PvP gear, while PvP gear being restricted behind actually doing actual PvP and PvE gear being a hindrance in PvP? I think a game like Ashes, where nothing is bind on equipped or bind on picked up, I think this was always going to be like an RMT paradise, really. But coming from a gamer's perspective, I really hope they don't bind on equip or bind on pickup items. To me, that's one of the biggest attractions as a gamer, as a player in Ashes, that I can be in my guild and I can get a really nice chest piece, and then I could give away my chest piece to another person in my group, right? So I got the upgrade, but someone else can actually use my previous chest. I think that's fucking awesome. Like, I really love that. And I like how items actually have inherent value even after you don't need to use them. Because how much shit in a lot of MMOs to where it's literally useless to you now, and it just either gets deleted or you vendor it. You know what I'm saying? Like in Ashes, like you may have a little bit of those items, but you can always still give them away or give them to someone else that can actually use them and provide some value. Like, I love that, you know, but it comes with drawbacks, and the drawback being that RMT is going to be a thing. And just like anything else, with how pristine the economy needs to be in Ashes of Creation, that also draws the RMT cartel to this game, because where there's a crowd, there is money. And believe me, we only have like maybe 30,000 people that have been playing early access, right? And I'm pretty sure they've made probably at least over $100,000, probably more, in just early access. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm pretty sure that's probably a realistic number. And many of you guys might be like, oh, Vlad, that's way too fucking much. Bro, you are completely underestimating the power of a dad gamer who doesn't have a lot of time to play, but has a fucking job and a credit card, where if they need 50 gold to make their play session better, you bet your fucking ass they're going to do it. And coming around the same trend of doing that in a lot of other MMOs, where you basically would get like a slap on the wrist, if that, why would they not do that in Ashes? You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things that because of how much time this game sinks into you, like gold makes your play sessions way more like fast paced. Like it allows you to do way more things. Without gold, like you need to grind, you need to do everything slower, right? So that's why it's very attractive in Ashes, especially for the kinds of players that are playing Ashes of Creation, which are typically family men.
The only way out of this is they need to start banning people. Like they gotta nut the fuck up and actually swing the hammer for the fences. People need to really get banned. And I'm not just talking about the sellers. You cannot just ban the sellers. You have to understand, with the way these gold selling companies work is they operate in low wage countries, and then they buy a bunch of stolen credit card details. That's how they get the accounts to bot the gold. The only way you get them out of your game is you starve them out. You have to ban the buyers. You have to make the situation.
It's really hard because the better AOC and Intrepid are at banning, the unfortunate truth is the more bad fake reviews they get from players being banned. I would hate to be a dev in 2026, to be honest. I think that's always going to be a casualty, but I'm not really too worried about that, to be honest with you, because I thought the worst of it was going to happen at the start of early access. I told Zyback specifically that Ashes will come out in early access as an overwhelmingly negative game. I was completely wrong. It came out mixed. And I thought mixed would be like one of the best case scenarios. And funny how it actually ended up being a best case scenario for us. And it was negative at a point, right? It was actually teetering towards negative, and then it actually got brought back up to being mixed. And then if you look at it for player time played over an hour, it's actually a lot better. It was like last time I checked, it was like 67% positive. So that's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So I feel like with time and with more dedication from the company, like what Zyback is saying is true. And you know why? Because I fucking look, I'm going to show, because I know I have a lot of new people here. Let me see. I checked 10 hours plus played, 73% positive. The reviewers are just getting better. It's gone from 39% to 56 today. No, 100%. And because I've been someone who's literally championed this for a long fucking time. I literally, this was the last thing. So I, you know, under the good graces of our Lord and Savior, I was able to talk to Steven, on October of 2024. This was the month before, phase 1, like alpha 2 got launched. And this was the last question I asked him. I think it's really important to the overall design and the kind of sanctity of Ashes. Most other gaming companies, when it comes to breaking TOS, just literally suspend players for buying third-party gold. When it comes to botting the game knowingly or doing something stupid, can you confirm to players that Intrepid is going to take this heavy-handed approach and just permaban people that are knowingly doing shady crap, buying gold, exploiting RMT,
I think
all
this
that
goes
shit?
back to, you know, part of why I started Intrepid.
Yeah.
However, the reason that part of the reason why I started Intrepid was by scummy monetization practices on the other side of that.
Absolutely.
But in part also it was because the games that I played in, you almost had to break the rules to stay competitive with everyone else because everyone was breaking the rules.
Because it was allowed in those companies. The companies allowed it because it was a twofer. It was in their best interest and it was in the RMT's best interest, and the players kind of didn't give a shit. Exactly.
Right? All of the top players were allowed to break the rules. There was no enforcement, either because the company didn't want to
invest or
mitigate their revenue or, whatever reason that existed.
No.
It created a really toxic atmosphere of who can outdo the other side in essentially breaking the rules.
Doesn't that sound like a lot like what's happening in early access on Resna? Doesn't that sound a lot like what's been happening in a lot of the fucking phases in Ashes of Creation, where you have a top guild that's trying to be very performant and other big guilds that are also competing with said performance and are doing underhanded tactics to remain competitive in a fucking test?
Now, in that scenario, I would always win, of course.
Because he's fucking rich.
But wouldn't it be nice if there was some integrity in the player performance that was embraced by the company and executed on by the company?
Yeah, exactly.
And that is part of our mission statement, which is, hey, what matters most in any MMO, whether you're a risk versus reward MMO, whether you're an everybody gets a trophy MMO, regardless of whatever the deal is that you protect the integrity of the player activity. And the player activity is what should be driving the in-game market, is what should be driving the in-game economy. Like, these things are paramount in making sure that players feel comfortable logging in each day and exerting effort to achieve whatever they're achieving.
Yeah.
So that is a central focus that, we will be taking forward with us when we talk about how to enforce our rules. And I think that even now we utilize that even during testing. Let's just say there have been some players which have been disinvited to the testing.
I think you're not going to get rid of sellers. My thing is you got to scare the shit out of buyers. If you scare the shit out of buyers, you starve the sellers. And I think buyers for the longest time felt no, like you said, just there was no fear because the company's not going to do it. If they do suspend me, it's for 3 days, 10 days. It's not too big of a deal. So they keep doing it.
I do think, first of all, agreed. But second is I think that there are ways that we have thought of that even other companies can if they're willing to invest the resources, which a lot of times, unfortunately, they're not.
Exactly.
That you can stop sellers as well. And sometimes even easier than the buyers.
I don't know about all that, but I'm glad he has the head on to take the battle because many companies don't fucking take the battle. And I mean, he basically finishes, or I think that's kind of it.
Because you got to remember, those sellers are all about efficiency, and efficiency can be a trap.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a
true.
very easily learned trap that with the appropriate behavior heat mapping, you can pick up on relatively quickly.
Yeah. And that's it. I didn't talk about anything else, but yeah, that's, I mean, it's true. I mean, but the thing is that I feel like if you scare the buyers, you can actually, I think, do more good with that approach. Because I can guarantee you for how Ashes is grindy and how much time you put in investment, if you have that person who, the lowly person that is, making, has his job or whatever, and they're thinking, well, maybe I should buy some Ashes gold. But then you're literally seeing reports and there's also like a wall of fucking shame of people like that are being perma-banned, and not only that, there's actually even something further they can do, which is actually Steam ban you, right? I don't think the average person, because right now I think there are some average people in Ashes that are buying gold. But now then you have the hardcore sweats, right? The people that are like in these large guilds, right? That want to be super competitive that are also buying gold. And I feel like if you were to truly scare the shit out of these potential players, especially being in a really big guild, like let's say you're a hardcore PvPer, but you're fucking good. Like you're one of the best clerics on your server. Are you really going to like, fuck with your account being perma banned because you're going to buy some quick gold, right? Or you're going to exploit a gold dupe. You know what I mean? Are you going to really risk that? I think again, if you're around an environment that you're seeing people constantly being perma banned, I think you're going to think fucking twice. But many buyers, many unsuspecting players never felt that fear. And this is why I was so adamant with Steven that you have to fucking scare the shit out of buyers. And this is what Zyback also talks about too.
And not worth the gold sellers' electricity, time, and opportunity costs. You need to make the gold sellers go, why am I botting in this game? Nobody's buying. I'm gonna go bot in World of Warcraft instead. That's what you have to do. You can't beat them by banning them. You have to beat them by starving them out. So you have to ban the.
Have you tried reacting to the reacting of your interview with Steven? The only reason why I brought up that interview is because I know there's a lot of new people that are watching me that hadn't watched me before. And I just wanted to give context that I've had this opinion now for over a year, longer than that, but on YouTube documentation over a year. And so I'm very, very adamant about putting control and actually perma-banning accounts to players that are abusing the rules.
Fucking buyers. And they've done a pretty bad job at this, to be honest, guys. You know, Intrepid, I talked to some of you guys on the team, obviously the Steven interview, but you guys have not done a good job at actually banning the RMT buyers. You banned some, yes, but it's become a fucking meme, like flat out.
And mostly it's because it's not really account bans, it's suspensions, and suspensions aren't bans in my opinion. Like if you were literally on your account getting gold and traded gold from a Chinese botter that is known to be a botter or known to be an RMTer, and you were traded any kind of fucking gold, I don't give a shit if it was 1 gold. I don't even give a shit. If you're traded 1 gold from a fucking player that is known as an RMTer, from a person that's not on your friends list, not associated with your gate at all, that was the only interaction you've ever had with that player, you should be permabanned. I don't give a shit. You should fucking be permabanned. Because was that really worth it then? Was that 1 gold really fucking worth it? And I think that's what ultimately what matters is the fear. I want the permaban to be like fucking Batman in Gotham City. You want to be a fucking villain in Gotham City? Go right the fuck ahead. But you had to be constantly looking behind your back. You know, don't go down any kind of dark alleyways. You have to be in every brightly lit fucking room, because there is a fear in Gotham, and his name is Batman. And I can guarantee you, if Ashes or Steven becomes the Batman of the RMTers, that would be fucking glorious. I'm sorry to see the bandwave hit. Dude, me too, brother. Awesome. Well, welcome to see you, Wellstrom. Welcome. Yeah, I've just started playing AOC, and I've been playing a lot of MMOs. And on this topic, what you're speaking is the same as all these types of games. Yeah, I mean, because it's so rampant. It's such a huge. This isn't an Ashes problem. This is just a live service gaming problem that I think any player that gets really in love or finds like an enjoyment of a particular live service game usually is always fucking tainted by the RMT side of the fucking coin, right? You can have really awesome, like a really awesome game on your hands, but it could be fucking fizzled by people potentially like buying shit or buying gold or buying whatever. And it makes your shit that you're doing legitimately feel like, well, why am I doing it legitimately? Like Green Destiny, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you for the sub. And that's where I think people just, well, fuck it, you know, if I can't beat them, join them, right? And this is where the whole, you know, snowball approach basically happens, right? Because then they start buying gold, and then that also just becomes like a normal thing. Like it's not a big deal. Like I buy gold in Lost Ark, I buy gold in WoW, I buy gold over here. It's not a big deal. You know, so they come to Ashes and they think, well, I'll buy gold and nothing's going to happen because nothing else happens to me in these multi-billion-dollar games, right? With clear, you know, tools and resources to ban and suspend players for doing anything against EOS, but they don't do it. So it's fine, right? And that's where they have in their head, it's fine, it's okay. I'm sitting here as level 14 with 33s, with 33 silver, and looking forward to seeing the bandwave and how much gold will be removed from the economy. Dude, Ozzy, me too, brother. Me fucking too. They force devs to make choices, to make a choice a lot of the time. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
A meme. You know, some of my old guild mates made a guild called Pyongyang Pumpers on Shoal.
I see them like, fishing a lot.
It's a fucking joke because they knew a bunch of people that did it. I don't think any of them do it that I know of. But they knew people that did RMT because I knew those same people, and that those people didn't get banned. They just didn't get fucking banned. So you need to actually ban people, like for real. Buying gold needs to be feared. You know, Steven has said we want buying gold to be feared in our game. Well, it hasn't been.
It hasn't. Correct. This game seems good so far. I'm a week deep and I'm enjoying it. The marketplace is a little basic. Wish it had more depth searching. Yeah, it will. The whole marketplace has been that way for a while. It actually was worse. If you can think about it, it actually was worse in phase 1 when they put in the market. But you know, again, be alpha in certain ways. Like there's going to be more iteration, more fleshing out, better searches, better UI programs, and you know, so it's going to happen. It's just going to be, you know, give it some time and shit will be better.
It just fucking hasn't been. So And to play a little bit devil's advocate, I understand they have a lot of things on their plate. And they had a
Servers
wipe
are back
coming
up.
up.
All
A
right,
lot of
thank
people
you for
don't
letting me know.
care, like whatever. I get it, right? You got to pick your battles, but you can't wipe this time. Like this time, they got to clean the mess up. This is very different than a wipe at the end of phase 3 or a wipe at the end of phase 2 where people like didn't super care. They can't wipe now. Like the random Steam.
The solution in a lot of cases, you know, for most players in alpha is to wipe. But Intrepid also has to learn that that can't always be the resorting, like the last, like not even last resort, but it can't always just be the first thing that comes to mind. Oh, shit got borked because of this thing. Well, let's just wipe it, right? Like you have to learn how to clean up a mess within the server because you can't just do that during live launch. Oh, a month after live launch, some shit happened that slipped through the cracks. We just got to wipe it like that. That'll literally kill the game. Literally kill the game. So they have to practice those like reinterventions or the fixing and mopping of the floor, so to speak, on the servers, like as they are persisting, because shit like this could happen during live launch, right? You're not going to have that opportunity to technically wipe then. So you have to figure out how to get this shit as quickly as possible before it snowballs into something that you potentially can't fucking fix without a wipe. That's the other problem too. A wipe will result in a Steam review bomb again. 100%. Merge corrupted servers and start fresh ones. Oh God. No. Just read Steven's reply regarding a guild destroying every node and it was not good enough. It really shows favoritism in my opinion. I don't think it shows favoritism. I mean, again, like I know there's this whole thing of like Steven and Polar and stuff like that. And again, I've said this before many fucking times. If Polar is caught doing anything exploitative, RMT, duping, they should be permabanned. They should be. Like, and in my opinion, they were doing shit literally caught on video with the whole putting, I think it was like a caravan of a crate within a crate, within a crate, within a crate, within a crate. How is that not a permaban? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that not a permaban? You know? So it's just one of those things that, like, if they're constantly doing those things, I don't care what they kind of serve to the overall community or your playtest, those people need to be gone. Period. But I can guarantee you, if any of those people got permabanned, I feel like they would be back anyway. Because they would just buy another account, they would buy another thing to get them back. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't do something for sure. Like I think it'll be pretty hard sometimes to prove like, oh, is this account actually this person that we permabanned? But I think they should fucking try. Like I said, like you can't just give up. Like you have, especially when there's video proof of it, like you have to fucking do it. Yet they did it again and again and again. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's getting to the point where I'm just in the mindset of if you break the fucking rules in a very egregious way, right? It's one thing to fucking like, hey, I found an exploit, I did it a couple of times, but then I just stopped and then I reported it. Like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? But when you're doing it for days, or you're now gold cap, or you're multiple gold cap on multiple tunes, like you knew exactly what like there's no slap on the wrist in my mind there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no, like, please forgive me, I had no idea what I was doing. Give me a fucking break. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should implement hardware bans. Yeah, I'm down. Like, I am down for whatever hardcore banning they need to do. I think they need to, 100%. You want people to try and break the game in alpha. That's the whole point. No, I agree. You do. But you don't need the other part of it where it's literally creating an unhealthy ecosystem of duped RMT gold. Like you want to find people that know how to find exploits, but you don't want to find people that know how to find exploits and yet abuse them to hell and back. Those are two different fucking people in my mind. Yes, you want people to find exploits, but that also doesn't mean, oh, well, they can also just do whatever they want now that they found it. Fuck that. No. They never had ban. Otherwise, they won't be able to see more subscriptions. or sell more subscriptions. Well, I mean, my whole thing is that who gives a shit? To me, it's like, I feel like there will actually be more subscriptions. Like, here's the thing. I feel like Ashes could actually promote that, and you would actually get more players to come and play your game, because you know this is a company that actually puts away the fucking culprits in prison, right? Like, they actually permaban dipshits. So when you go into a server, you're actually playing with people that are legitimately fucking playing, and you're on the same playing field, rather than feeling you're playing a game where cheating, RMT, and duping has to be on your forefront, and that's something you have to partake in. Who the fuck would want to play that? That's where I feel like the game would die. The game isn't going to die because a couple of people got permabanned. That I think could actually be promoted in a very positive way, in my opinion.
Guys that just hit 20, like I just hit 25. A lot of guys that are playing this are more casual than me and are still like level, 18, 19, 20, whatever. That you can't just wipe it every time. At some point, you're going to have to learn how to clean up your game. And
it's true.
And quite honestly, guys, you have these games sort of do attract that exploiter type. A lot of these PvP MMOs and MMORPGs in general.
Oh, those top guilds called those exploits tech, and it's their secret weapon for wars. My God. Just not to throw stones at Ashes of Creation players, because it's all fucking MMOs are pay to win and don't enforce the TOS. So you're going to have to, because these people are shameless. I was in Jonah Vale's stream yesterday, and Jonah Vale was talking to one of his, I don't want to say friends, but like one of his acquaintances, who was bragging about doing the fishing lure exploit in stream, like in the fucking stream, like just boasting about it, like talking about how he made like 300 gold by doing the fishing lure exploit. Please do not do this. Zyback is going to explain how to do it. I talked to one of the devs, and they're also tracking, because they have all the logs of people logging in, logging out, especially when you're going to log in and out like that at sea. Please, for the love of God, don't do this, because your account could be taken action on, and I don't think it's worth it. So just please.
And by the way, if you want to know how that's done, and the reason, we're going to do some chaotic good. Here's how you do that, by the way. Oh, you're fishing with your really expensive lure. You're fishing. Oh, you catch a fish that's low value on your expensive lure. Log out. Log back in. Your lure's still there. Try again. Get a better fish. Now you might be saying, Zyback, why'd you just tell everybody how to exploit the game? Well, to put the pressure on them, quite frankly, because I've been seeing other people do it. I'm sure this was Chinese tech that eventually made its way to the, English-speaking nation.
Tech.
Dude, we gotta ban these people. Like, these people need to get fucking banned. And if everybody knows how to do it, by the way, don't fucking do that. Don't do that.
By exposing how they do it, you get more people to do it, and the devs have to do something. The devs are already doing something. The problem is, and this happened literally in phase 2 during the exact same time period, from December 20th to January 5th. Go look at videos and the shit that people were talking about during then. Go look at Discord. The sky was fucking falling then too. A lot of problems, a lot of server things were happening. It was because the devs were on break. As soon as the devs came back, the whole month of January was basically bug fixes, adjustments. Of course, they started fleshing out the desert biome. But then everything was starting to get back on track. You know what I mean? But it's just, they're on break, man. They're not going to come back till Monday. Do someone know which weapons are at the moment the best? What for rogue? Two-handed axe and longbow. Actually, no, short bow. If you're playing a rogue, short bow and two-handed axe. Chilling, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Let me see. More importantly than banning people is fixing the issues. It takes them so long to fix issues. Blizzard patches stuff. I like this in hours, in a few hours max. That's true. I mean, but you can't expect them to patch that shit during when 98% of their developers aren't there. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Steven's new update in Discord reinforces the zero tolerance. Did they put a new thing on Discord? Alpha 2 news. Oh shit. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. This just came out, guys. Hold on, I'm going to copy paste it real fast. Here we go. All right. So good evening, glorious adventurers. During tonight's maintenance, we pushed a fix for economic vulnerability that had been identified and actively exploited. A coordinated group of professional farmers created approximately 80 accounts and nearly 900 characters with the sole purpose of abusing this issue. This resulted in illegitimate gold generation tied to RMT activity and the duplication of materials used to craft certain items. While the exploit itself has been fixed, we are now in the process of identifying the duped items and tracing the gold movement through the economy. Ongoing reinforcement and database cleanup will continue over the coming days during nightly maintenance as we finalize remediation. I want to be clear, we will take a zero tolerance approach to RMT. Participating in RMT on either side of the transaction will result in a permanent ban. Finally, like after a year, finally, it is not worth risking your account, and it subverts the meaning of your achievements. If you or someone you know is thinking of RMT, just say no. We want to thank the community for helping service this issue quickly. Your reports gave us the signal we needed to dig in, verify the behavior, and eliminate the exploit early. We appreciate your patience, trust, and enthusiasm as we continue shaping Ashes of Creation throughout early access. P.S. A list of character names will be banned, or wait, a list of characters' names banned will be posted early next week. Bro. Oh, dude, this is good. This is the biggest W they could do, in my opinion. I think, again, the whole RMT shit has been completely fucking out of control. And I don't give a shit if you bought 5 gold, 1 silver. You need to be permanently banned. The fear in Verra is about to overtake, and his name is Batman. Actually, no, his name is Steven. But hey, it can be just as daunting, right? I'm telling you, Sandalman. I don't care. Like, it's just, that's pretty fucking badass. I think about fucking time. It makes me feel like, you know, there's going to be a renewed interest going into 2026, because I can guarantee there's a lot of guilds that I know of, and there's people who told me directly that they've bought in gold, in Ashes, by the way, which I always ask them, like, why? It's like, it's not that much money, and I just needed a couple of gold because, you know, I wanted to buy some gear, and, you know, I don't have a lot of time to play. You know, so in their minds, it was nothing really malicious, right? Like, it was nothing really like I'm doing it to hurt the game, right? And I believe there are legitimate people out there that just wanted to buy a little bit of gold to get by, right? But then you have people that are really swiping the fucking credit card and are buying a shit ton of gold to throw off ecosystems, to purchase the entire fucking marketplace out, set their own prices, you know, do shit like that. That's not good. Oh, chillin', dude, thank you so much for the sub too, man. You followed me. I didn't know you subbed to me, dude. Thank you. I really appreciate the support, man. Thank you. But that is a change in stance before Steven said they would not release the names of the people banned. You know, I know. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think it needs to fucking happen. Amoeba Margaret needs to be made slipping tea. Typing the ban list. That would be actually pretty funny. Oh man. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad they're fucking doing this. They needed to do this a year ago, in my opinion. But hey, better now than never. I don't understand why they don't hire just open person that gets a setup to go to sites and pretend to be a gold buyer and use that to find gold sellers. I'm pretty sure they are doing that internally. I'm honestly, I don't doubt it. But it's honestly not even that hard. Like, they could just use the company credit card to buy some gold and trade it. Okay, because to me, I think the better thing to do, and this is what I always talked about even in my guild, was all you need to do is flag all of the accounts that are sellers. That's it. So, and again, you don't really, need to ban them, so to speak, if really all they're doing is hoarding gold, right? If all they're doing is technically hoarding the gold just to sell it, then you don't really need to, they're not throwing it back into the marketplace, or they're not throwing off any kind of other shit. So if that's what they're doing, just hoarding it to just sell it, then you just got to flag their accounts. And anyone that trades with a flagged account gets automatically permabanned, because that's how you're going to starve them. Now they're going to have a whole bunch of gold they're not able to move at all. And they're just going to find that this game is a waste of their time. Like, that's literally it. Like, flag all of the fucking Chinese, American, Russian, German, I don't give a what nationality they are, flag any account that is designated an RMT account, and anyone who trades with that account is just automatically permanently banned. That's it. Very simple, very fucking easy. Otherwise, you get an account by a ton, put into another few guys, then it gets banned. Now you have to have your other account. Well, yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like people that get banned because they bought gold, they're always going to try to find a way back. But I still think that they should be permanently banned. Like given a second chance, like, hey, you bought gold the first time, you got permanently banned, you created a second account and you're not doing that shit no more. Good on you. You fucking learned your lesson. But it's always going to be a cat and mouse game. Like even doing what I suggested isn't going to eliminate it completely, right? But if we can get it, and this, I said this yesterday, if we can get to a 1% variance, right? Where like less than 1% or even 0.5% of the population is like RMTing or even RMTers, and 99% of them are legitimately playing the game, that is an insanely good fucking pie chart in comparison to any other fucking MMO out there or any other live service game out there with RMT. So farmers are going to spend the next couple of days trying to wash the gold through the econ, going to be messy. Potentially. I mean, we'll see. Vault, and honestly, brother, I just want to thank you again, man. Thank you so much for the mule you gave me. I really do appreciate that. Polar can't be the knight in shining armor. Then their rep is already diminished. Well, I don't think anybody has to be like the knight in shining armor. My whole thing is that you break the fucking rules, you get punished. It's as simple as that. I don't care who it is. It could be Polar, Aura, even my own guild suspect. Like any guild can have a person that's going to buy some gold, right? It's my whole thing is that there needs to be a complete, like, not friends, not this. It's you do it, you get the consequence. Plain and fucking simple. That's it. So, let me say thank you to Polar for finding this massive RMT/goop ring. Well, Muggsy, brother, I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like if y'all discovered that shit first, we probably wouldn't have found out. And that's the sucky part about having a terrible reputation, because I would want to fucking believe you, but it's hard because I feel like, and I truly do mean this, if you had discovered this dupe, I feel like we would not been in this situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shitty part, because I know how competitive you are and I know how competitive your guild is. And believe me, I didn't hear about the whole crate on crate thing. I didn't know about it. A lot of people didn't know about it. Y'all did. Did y'all tell anybody then? So that's the thing that gets me, is like, look, you know what I mean? I talked to you once before. You know what I mean? I think you're a nice dude, but I don't like shady shit. I'm just saying, I don't like shady shit. Oh God, you think the crate on crate thing is real? Oh no, bro, there's video footage of it. What are you talking about? Well, we never dupe /RMT. We be perna banned. Use common sense. Steven would nuke us, bro. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. I've been wrong about many things, right? Like I was wrong about the whole add-on overlay, right? That didn't exist either. So I'm just saying, thank you. I will say thank you. Thank you for discovering this. Thank you for bringing it to Steven's attention. But all I'm saying is it would be something else if you all discovered it first, is what I'm saying. Yeah, time will tell. It always does.
Idiots. They can log when you log in and log out. Like they have a record of that. And if they see you logging in and logging out in the middle of the ocean, kind of a red flag if you're doing that a lot.
See, there's no video evidence. You saw a caravan drop 24 crates, which is what an epic dragon tree van holds. You could be right. You could be right. And again, that's the thing, is when you have a bad reputation, it's hard for people to trust you and take your word. Like, I don't know. Like I saw a video of it looking like it was crate on crate on crate on crate. But again, it's like when you're known for doing shady shit, how can I trust you? How can I believe you? That's just justifying racism? Bad logic? So do you honestly think that you and your guild have been doing things on the up and up across the community? Like, do you think you have been this kind of like, we have this completely like, we don't see the goodness you're doing? Like, is that what you really believe? Like, I'm just curious. Like, I'm wanting to have a conversation with you. Like, do you honestly think that that's what it is? Yes, bro, losers lie about us constantly. There's a reason Intrepid loves us. So you think putting 100% taxes on your server and getting people to funnel where you want to go, and you think dismantling buildings makes people fall in love with you? Like, they don't understand like the goodness, the good gameplay loops you're doing to provide for them. Like that's what you think. I'm not nice in game, but we don't cheat. But then how can people look at you in positive ways? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I know you're competitive. I know you're competitive. Yo, I am a villain in game. That's true. And that's what I'm saying, is that people hate villains. No, well, not really, right? People love the Joker and he's a villain, but in real life, all right, not comics, in real life, people hate villains. And I think when it comes to the things that you guys have done, it's hard for people to look at you guys as this beacon of trust and optimism and hope when your gameplay nor do your game practices have ever reflected that. Does that make sense? It's exactly, they did all that, and then when Aura stopped content against them, they had to be told not to do so. Well, that was the other thing too, right? Like, they can hate us, but we do more for the integrity of this game than any other guild. We find holes and get Intrepid to fix it. So in the video that we just watched of your people finding the Chinese RMTers, and they put the Chinese RMTer crates on their own mules, did they delete those crates since that was actually duped gold, or did they actually turn it in to profit for themselves? Because you're fixing the holes, right? Are you profiting from those things as well? Yeah, bro, we get banned for anything. We insta delete that shit. I want to trust you, dude. I do. I even said it. Like, if you go back and watch when we actually saw that thing, I want to trust you. It's hard for me to trust. Like, that's the thing. Let me see. Imagine if this was on release. Oh, for sure. I'll be honest, aside from the alleged duping econ stuff, I never had Polar do anything to me that wasn't legit PvP. However, Aura did far more evil things, in my opinion. The node killing for Resna must have been rough, though. Well, I mean, again, you're denying content, right? Which denying content is always not going to be fun. It's like I had to explain to a couple of people about XP debt. Now, XP debt isn't a fun thing. Like, in a game, there are going to be systems and mechanics that aren't going to be fun for you. They're not designed to be fun to you. That's what it is. G2G wartime, just use common sense. First time I DM'd you, they add on shit. Second time I take down the biggest RMT dupe ring. Let me see, go off evidence, not feelings, but I have a good stream. All right, bro. I mean, like I said, I appreciate you coming on, having a discussion with me, man. I do. But I mean, honestly, it's one of those things, brother. It's hard. And I feel like if you guys just weren't too much of the villains in game, people would actually see you differently. Because you don't have to be the villain now. You're choosing to be the villain now. Like, that's the big thing. Like, you don't, again, especially in an alpha, like, why be the villain now? Like, you can garner so much more support and so much more members by actually being the good dudes. If you want to switch that later on, that's on you guys. But I'm just saying, like, it's interesting to me that you guys want to be this way now, is what I'm saying. When you're known for walking into the room and clapping your hands full of crap, people will be restricted to invite you to their house when you're known for crappy things. Yeah, no, it's true. There's a video of finding the crates, but not one deleting the crates is kind of crazy. Well, I mean, like I said, we have to take them at their word. Like T Muggsy says, they put them on their mules and then they went off screen and they deleted them. They didn't turn them in for gold. They deleted them. If they had a good reputation, they wouldn't feel the need to defend it. True. You see, to be fair, the pick of the crates isn't a crime thing, but yeah, they aren't nice for sure. We do not have to take them at their word. I want too much evidence stacked against them. That's what I mean, man. It's just, it's hard because it's like they've been this entity within the space to be very divisive, right? Super divisive. And they've chose to be that way. And that's the thing, like they've chose to do these things. And again, they could actually have a W on their hands, but because of the reputation they have, they can't. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't have a W that is resounded by the community because of their reputation. Like, and that sucks. But I mean, who really did that to themselves, right? Oh, well, let's finish this video, man.
So yeah, don't do that. But everyone that did do that, I hope you get fucked. I hope you get fucking banned. And you need to get banned. Seriously. So the only way out is through, and they're gonna actually have to learn how to clean up their game. Like, because so far,
it's true.
You know, they've bragged about, oh, we've got this tool, we've got this thing that we can, you know, pull items out of the game and not have to wipe the server and bring the server down. I mean, sure, that's great, right? But like, let's see it. Like, let's see it. Because I think we're in a bit more of a complicated situation than, you know, people exploiting an overtuned event and getting like swords. This is gold. Like, this is like stuff that's changing hands. So I'm looking at my notes. I'm sorry if this was just like a crazy video, but like man, I'm so fucking annoyed. I'm so fucking annoyed, especially with the EBC guys. Like, damn, like you guys, like those are fucking veteran players of the game.
It's true.
Like those aren't just like some Steam
for a while
retards that came in and just decided to like rage hack. Like, dude, those guys have been around, and for them to do that is fucking crazy. And of course, it's been radio silence out of them. Like, people have been blowing them up on the. They I don't know if they're even in the Ash's Discord anymore. People have been tagging them. Nothing.
It sucks, dude. Because
full rose.
And it's like I said, we only saw like 2 people. I think if you look at the videos clips, I think it's just like the 2 people with those sets. And now those 2 people are now being representative of the entire fucking guild. Those 2, like, imagine you being an officer in your guild or even the GM of your guild, and you just invited some brand new early access players into your guild, and those brand new fucking players bought the whole Rosarium set off of an RMT fucking website and now completely destroyed your entire fucking reputation of your guild by doing that stupid ass thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks, you know, because it's not like we saw like a whole, you know, video montage of like their entire fucking guild or like 30 of them all with a Rosarium set, right? But that shit fucking matters, man. It sucks. It really does suck.
Rosarium. Full Rosarium.
Oh my God, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you.
Up. That's unreal. Unfucking believable. Full epic Rosarium cleric. Gotta get my bis, man. Gotta get my fucking bis. So yeah,
Jesus
that's where
Christ.
I'm at.
Are you talking about Surins from Oblivion? They're in a new guild now. They went corrupt and I looted heroic Rosarium off of them. Jeez. It could be. I don't know. Maybe because I have a feeling that the guild leader or officers at EBC probably, of course, kicked those people out of the guild. And now they're probably in that new guild, Oblivion or whatever. So, yeah, it happens. Hey, I know this is off topic. I'm playing as a bard and I'm struggling to kill mobs. Is there a build you would suggest, mate? I don't play bard. I would recommend to Blight. I know you're a bard. Blight is in chat right now. I don't know if you recommend any particular video for him to watch to get a good build going, but that would be a good person to ask because I don't play bard. I play fighter. So EBC is on Resna, so it's probably not. Oh my God, mate. Oh yeah. So because Zyback is on Resna, I'm on Shoal, so it's probably 2 different people.
I think the only way they can fix this is to actually ban people, like a lot of them, and make an
Yes,
example of
a lot of them,
especially
all
some
of them.
These people in veteran guilds. I think that these veteran guilds, when you're combing through the logs, you know, this is a situation where a lot of people are probably RMTing and exploiting from different guilds all over, right? If you're in a big guild.
Any good fighter checks? I'm struggling solo. Anything 1 star or higher on photo? I'm level 19. Okay, so if you're level 19, you need to be using your berserk and your blood infusion. And you need to be using it after everything is on off cooldown, like all your main stuff. But if you're dying to 1 stars, you probably need adept gear. If you still have a majority of your stuff in novice, and just hover over the items. And if they're a novice, especially the first 2 things you need to upgrade to adept. Well, the first thing is definitely your weapon, whatever 2-handed sword, axe, whatever you could be using. First thing, but you also need your gear to be an adept, especially you being level 19. If you are doing all those things, then initiate, sorry. Novice is what I was, but yeah, if you're in initiate gear still and you're level 19, you're going to be hurting. Like this game is right now, the stats are very tuned to be very gear dependent. So if you're lacking gear, you need to do that first. Because playing a fighter, I mean, David, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. Playing a fighter is super easy, but if you're dying, it's probably because of gear. Good luck combating RMT is all I got to say, brother. Yeah, it's going to be a constant cat and mouse game, man. I mean, I think sometimes we'll have some W's, sometimes we'll have some L's, but ultimately it's going to be hard. Let me see, I just joined stream late. Are we referring to the APK clip, or is there some other clip in the clip with APK? They were confused on what the fuck was happening, and he initially picked up on what he thought was heroic. I have no idea what you're talking about. We're basically just watching Zybek's video on the whole RMT duping and, all the shenanigans happening in the past couple of days.
Somebody's probably doing it, right? Even if you have like a great guild, a great community, whatever. Even in like these RP guilds, I'm sure somebody is swiping, buying some gold, justifying it to themselves. And how do you tackle that, right? How do you go about finding those people when it's like a little bit here and a little bit there? Well, you got to start somewhere. And in my opinion, where you start is in the high impact areas, and that's with the veteran guilds. You start with guilds like my guild, Aura, Polar, Purple. Start with all of the hard.
If you were to look at all of the really sweaty guilds, I truly fucking wonder how many of just in those guilds, not even talking about the greater part of Ashes, how many fucking people were doing shady shit that's recorded on the back end of Intrepid system. And again, all should be permabanned. All of them.
Core, the guilds that people look up at, the ones that you can make an example of and it would stick, start with them. Because in my opinion, if you're like in one of these guilds, you should probably be held to a little bit of a higher standard. Maybe
100%.
Comb through those logs a little more than you would your standard player. So that's really my only piece of advice. Because, dude, that is crazy that those EBC guys, they've been around since like phase 1. For them to do that is fucking crazy.
True.
So yeah, this is the time. You gotta nut up or shut up, as they say it. So swing the hammer. Like, you say you want RMT and exploiting and all that shit to be feared in your game. Well, right now it's sure as fuck not. So let's see what you do about it.
True. You see neckbeards cannot resist shady shit for an edge. Oh, dude, no. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna probably let me do one thing first. Let me read. Where was it? Right here. Please do not remove exploration from quests. Fatui feels very theme park. I really hope the Fatui quests are only the way that people get on their feet wet and understand mechanics of the game early on. But if they feel extremely theme park, Ashes will have the most unique quests that could only be found through exploration, talking to NPCs without a marker above their head, or interact with items. These quests lead to unique chain quests that lead to Carfin that eventually require you to join with other players to fight the Carfin elites for quests. The only issue is that they didn't really reward the time investment in adjusting for rewards long the way. They promote socialization if stuck in a step. My hope is that the Fatui style quests are only an exception, not the rule. I have attached a quest chain that require you to explore Hellman Hills and the quest around it. As a ranger, I was able to skip around a lot of the fighting, but other classes outside of Rogue would require you to have to group up to be able to, this needs to stay. So I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, and I don't know if he's still in chat right now, but all I will say is the more you try to gatekeep quests by not having markers above their heads or whatever, like these secret quests, and the majority of the stuff is like that, I think a lot of players are going to be turned off by that. I'm not a fan of gatekeeping personally. I want stuff to be able to, like, hey, you do find someone out in a cave in the middle of nowhere, why not just have a marker above their head and be like, wow, this is a weird person to have like a quest out here for. What does this quest do? Where does this quest going to start? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the fact that, you know, this person would have nothing above their head, you know, yeah, I would say the person probably still talk to them, but it's like, to me, what does it matter if they have a quest marker, don't have a quest marker? But I have a whole video that I want to do regarding just questing in general and what I would like Ashes to do as far as like true dynamic looking quests, and how those quests can actually be very much changed based off player behavior, based on reputation, based off of, you know, just a couple of other factors. So that's kind of like what I want to do personally. Let me see. You can't have NPCs with no quest markers is not a good design. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm not a fan of, and again, I remember Ashes before Alpha 2 was even out was saying, oh, we don't want Ashes to be like World of Warcraft with like markers above people's heads. Like, I want people to go and talk to every NPC they see. And it's just like, why? You know, like you're basically wanting to do that for what? Like for more confusion? You know, like, why do you want people to be confused? Can we come up with a different way to signal a quest giver, not a mark, but something cosmetic or just something aesthetic? I mean, my whole thing is that it just doesn't really break any immersion for me. I know I'm playing a game. Like, I don't really care. Like, to me, if I see a marker, it's like, oh, I talked to them. If there's no marker, like, I don't really see a reason, at least for me, to talk to them. I can understand from a role-playing perspective, like, I'm going to talk to everybody. But as someone who just wants to get in and do all the quests that I need to do, like, a marker is just going to help me out with that. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't like the whole gatekeeping thing. Like, to me, I just think that's kind of meh. But guys, I'm going to probably go ahead and go. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours and my wife's probably gonna be pissed, but hey, I'll beg for forgiveness then. Let me see who is playing some Ashes of Creation that I can raid off to, so you guys can still get your Ashes fix when I'm gone. The Exit Out, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream, man, or hope you enjoyed the stream. I think today we talked about a lot of stuff. Let me see. So I see Nice streaming. Yeah, let's go raid Nice. He's been streaming for 5 hours too. I don't know if he's gonna be getting off soon. Watch, I'm gonna freaking raid him and he's gonna be going off. But guys, again, thank you so much for all the follows. Like I said, if I stream every single day on Twitch and on YouTube, but I just don't have set times. So if you want to catch me live, you know, hit that follow button on or that heart button on Twitch, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It'll keep you up to date anytime I go live, talk about Ashes of Creation. But I just want to give a big shout out to my entire community for watching me. I really do appreciate it. It's been fun today. Thank you guys so much. Have fun at Nice's place, and I will see you guys